What you doing out in these streets, slave rule? What you doing out in these streets? What you doing out? What you doing out? What you doing out in these streets? What you doing out in these streets, slave rule? We in these streets. The only reason why this is here, it's not to make me look cool or anything.
You look like all like professional. I feel like I'm in a job interview now.
What are you talking about?
Like the way you're sitting there, the keyboard's there, like, you know.
Skak funny.
Like, really, it's like, no. Tell us about yourself.
Tell us about yourself. No, fuck that. I don't know. I don't like to call this an interview. It's just a conversation.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
two
yeah.
people going for coffee, kind of vibe, and just relax and just, you know,
Oh, wait, just speak.
about. Yeah, you just speak, man. You just speak. It's like I think the moment you say interview, then it's like, oh, it gets so tense.
Yeah, it's also so formal all of a sudden.
Yeah, and nah, I don't like the formal vibe. Yeah, it's just in a conversation to get to know each other.
Yeah.
To chat about whatever.
Anything.
Anything.
God.
Anything.
Sit here, talk about politics.
Politics. Hey, if you want to go there, we can go there.
Hey.
I'm not a fan of politics, but if you want to go, we can go.
No, I'm not a fan either. Like, at all. Like at some points, it like just becomes like, I'm just not interested anymore. All of these people, like, I'm like, you know, all of these people are scammers in their own way.
Yeah.
So, like, it's exhausting.
It's a very corrupt system and organization. Yeah, man, it's hard to find people who are actually for the people, like truly for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, do you see ghosts as well? Like,
Yep.
don't do cuck.
So, like, you know, when you guys were talking about that, like, so I was listening to the podcast that you guys did.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and, like, they were speaking about the picture.
Oh, that photo.
Yeah, the photo. And then, like, Justin said, like, I think I have the photo somewhere. I was shouting, like, I have it. It's in my house. It's right here. It's literally on the fridge right now.
Wait, just explain to people. Like, I had Justin and Johnny African over here, and I didn't know that they knew you.
Yeah.
You were connected in some way. It just happened. We just spoke about you and it came up. And then it kind of put the pieces together that you guys are related in some way.
Yeah.
And then I got a message from you to say, yo, listen to the podcast and I've got this photo. Now, Justin and Johnny see ghosts. Like, they've experienced ghosts and shit. And they told me some stories about ghosts. So, and they said, like, they have this photo. They took this, this family gathering, right? And I took a family photo.
Yes, of my mom and my uncle. So there's two people in the picture.
Oh, is it only two people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And when after the photo was developed, because back in the day it was
taken on a phone.
Was it on a phone?
Yeah, so like
Oh,
somebody took the picture, I remember, and we were about to leave.
Yeah?
It was like a family gathering, whatever. And we were about to leave, and then someone was in the car, and we were like about to leave, and then someone just said, who is this in this photo? And we all just looked, and all of a sudden we stayed like for another hour trying to investigate, and we stood on that spot and we were looking, what could it possibly be?
And you have no idea who
No,
this person
and the
is.
way, it's so funny, the way the picture was taken, it looks like there should be three people in it. But the way they were standing, there was another space for a person, but there were only two people. But the way it was taken, it looked like a third person should have actually
you got it
been
with
there.
you now?
I think I do.
Fuck. I don't even know if I want to see this.
I think I do.
I really don't know if I
think
want to
do.
see this. Fuck.
But it was...
Is it scary? It's like can you see it's a ghost?
It's legit a face. You just see the face.
You see
like,
your face. Fuck.
and we're looking like...
I don't want nightmares tonight.
And this picture was taken in the daytime, and you can see the thing's cheekbones and everything, and we like investigated the bricks and like
And it's
stuff. like
daytime.
Yeah, and we're looking like maybe it's like a pattern on the bricks and stuff, but the bricks are like it's like a neutral pattern basically. And I was so shocked by this picture.
How did... Yeah.
And they still, what did they spoke about the dog that passed away.
Yes.
So like I have a similar story in their house.
Wait. Let's first
About
do
that.
this, and then we can move on to other encounters of the supernatural.
Okay,
'Cause,
it's a picture of the picture,
Okay, I got you.
so you can see next to my uncle.
Oh fuck, that is fucking freaky. Fuck. Oh fuck. Wait. Oh, I don't even want to see it again.
We can zoom in.
Don't zoom in. That is such a face. Oh my gosh.
And you can see there's like a reflection type of thing. We didn't know what that was reflecting off of.
Oh dude, that is. Wait. Oh, that's. Oh. Oh, dude, that. It's,
And we have no idea who this person is. And
fuck.
yeah, it was quite freaky.
I
but,
don't
you
know why I looked at that photo.
You told me you didn't want to see it.
That is
actually.
like some movie shit.
Mm-mm. And we have this photo and we have kept it for so long. We were like, this person's part of the family. She clearly wanted to be in the picture, so just keep it in.
You can
It's
see
okay.
it's a woman.
Yep, you can see it's a woman.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Woo, I got chills, bro.
And that house, I'm glad I don't live there anymore because there was something wrong there.
Fuck. Okay, what? Yeah, I should not have asked. What encounters have you had?
Okay, so yeah, the other encounter I had was also at their place.
Yeah?
And one of my friends was with as well. So their dog recently passed away.
Yeah?
And they were speaking about how the dog used to walk. And I didn't know this at the time. They used to hear the dog, even after the dog passed away. So I was like, you guys are probably imagining it, It's no big
Yeah.
deal. So my friend and I were there house sitting for them. They were on holiday somewhere. And so we slept in the room where Justin and Johnny slept. So we shared a room.
Yeah?
And the door was open. The bedroom door was open. And where my bed was, I could see into the passageway. And now we were like just about to go sleep. And we know there's no dog inside the house. We know this for a fact because we checked.
Yeah.
They had a puppy at the time, but the puppy was outside.
Okay.
And I just said goodnight. And I put my head down and I just heard footsteps of a dog coming down the passage. And I looked at the passageway and it stopped. The sound stopped just when it got to the doorway. But there was nothing there.
Shit.
And my friend, this is how I knew it wasn't crazy because my friend even sat up. He was like, what the hell? What was that? And I said, well, it's clearly a dog. And my friend is sitting there, is like, go check. So I'm like, no, I won't. I'm just going to go sleep. I will ignore what just happened. Because I knew what it was, because they said they heard their dog. So I'm like, it must be the dog. Let's just hope it's not some hellhound or something.
Yeah.
And I slept like a baby. My friend was still awake for probably an hour after that. But I was like, I know the dog was friendly, so it was okay.
No, dude, what if it crossed over and it became this vicious psycho killer dog?
I don't live there, so it was okay with me.
Yeah, but you slept, like your throat is open, like.
There were so many things that happen. Hey? Like, I always feel like there must be a logical explanation for why something is happening. But like even then, if I can't figure out the logic, I'll just be like, you know what, okay. There was this one time where, so in my room, in the house I currently stay in now, there's a PC in the room.
Yeah.
Now every night I switch this PC off, not on rest mode or anything. I put it off, shut down. Done.
Yeah.
And it was 2:30 in the morning. I was still busy. I was busy working actually. I was actually about to go sleep, but then something popped into my head, and then I was awake.
Okay.
I had to write it down, record it and stuff. And I was sitting there, and I hear this PC go on, and I looked and I'm like, but I put you off, like off. And like it started up, and I looked at this thing, and I'm like, well, good night then. I calmly got up, put the computer off again, and I went to go sleep. I'm like, that's a sign. I'm not going to investigate this.
Fuck.
Because, I learn from the horror movies. Like for example, if there's like a sound or something I hear outside,
Yeah.
I am that person that goes to investigate. So if it was a horror movie, I would die first. But with that, I just, I ignore it now.
What else have you encountered?
Oh, there was the man in the brown pants, I remember. My brother and my mom saw him as well. So we lived in this house
Yeah.
in Curlsriver. We moved in and we found out that somebody died, obviously, now in this house. So I'm like, okay, this is the man we're seeing. Clearly, has to be. My mom had the encounter with him. She was teaching here at the time and she was busy marking. Now this house was huge. It was like 7 bedrooms.
Wow.
And it looked like, if you see a horror movie and you see the house that these people move into and you ask them, why the hell would you go there?
Yeah.
It looks a bit dodgy. It was that kind of house.
Oh, shit.
But then
Wow.
when we moved in, it looked kind of creepy, but then we painted it and it looked rather nice.
Okay.
But I mean, like a fresh coat of paint won't get rid of jack shit, to be honest. So my mom was busy. She was sitting in the dining room and where she was sitting, she could see the stairway. And she was busy marking. And you know that feeling that you get when somebody's looking at you, you know someone is actually looking at you.
Someone's watching you.
And she was marking and she looked up and this dude, an old man in a brown pants, she described him to the T, was looking down the staircase, like looking at her. And she looked up, she looked down and just carried on. My mom ignored it flat. And then she never spoke about it until until my brother had the encounter with him. So he went out, came back a bit late.
Is he older or younger than you?
He's older than me.
Older.
Yeah, and then he was making coffee in the kitchen, and then the dining room where my mom was sitting.
Yeah.
You can see that from the kitchen. So he was busy making coffee, and he turned around, and he saw this man in the brown pants standing by the sliding door, just looking out, just looking out, straight out. And he left him alone. And then he said the next morning he spoke to my mom about it, and my mom said, "But yeah, I saw him as well." So now I'm thinking, okay, both of you are simultaneously crazy, right?
Fuck, bro.
Until it happened to me. Now this is now the thing. This is how I know if shit should ever go down, especially in my house. Self-preservation first. I'm like, my thing is, I'm the youngest. You guys have lived long enough. Okay, I have more years to catch up on you guys.
Fuck out.
I'm getting out. So what happened was I was out as well. I came home, and now my room was at the very top of the staircase, the first door to the left. That was my room.
Okay.
And then further down the passage was my brother's room, who saw him the first time when he was looking out the sliding door.
Yeah.
So I came home and I walked up the staircase. And now the staircase kind of does like a turn. So you walk up a few and then you turn, you walk up that way. So when I walked up the first part of the staircase and I turned to the next part, I saw this man on the top of the staircase walking towards my brother's room. And I first froze. I stood dead. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? But then I saw old man in brown pants. I know the description.
Yes.
So I know who this person is. And I'm like, look. And this guy slowly walks into my brother's room. And you know what I did as a good brother? I went into my room, locked the door, and left.
So you didn't even tell him?
I didn't tell him, wake him up.
You didn't give him a heads up?
Nothing.
And then you got a ghost outside.
And then I went to go lie down, and I'm like, I'm going to ignore that. Maybe I'm just tired. Or maybe I'm drunk. We know something. Maybe something's wrong. And then a few minutes later, his radio's hi-fi in his room was so loud. It just switches it up. It was loud and was just static. And you know, like when there's no signal, that kind of sound. It was so loud. My dad woke up. It's like, why the hell is your Wi-Fi so loud? And he didn't know what it was, but I had a feeling it was that dude that decided to put on the thing. Needless to say, we didn't stay there for very long.
Okay, clearly, and it's a good thing, I guess. But what did this man look like? Like, can you describe him?
I didn't see his face. I saw the back of his head.
Yeah.
So I just saw grey hair, and he was wearing a white shirt with that, it was like a chino.
Okay.
It was like a chino kind of a brown.
A brown chino, yeah.
But
was he white? Was he black?
White man, yeah.
Was he a white man?
Guy.
Really? And like, did your mother see his face?
Yes, my mom saw his face, but she never said like if he had like facial hair or anything.
Yeah.
She said like old man.
Didn't go into detail.
Yeah. But it was. My dad also had a similar experience in that same house.
Really?
Where when you can see, like if you sit down on the couch especially, you can see it like go down. So that happened to him in the lounge in that same house.
So you didn't see the man, but you saw.
He just saw the chair do that.
Yeah. Get an ass print.
Yeah. My father was like, "I'm out of here." Done.
Fuck.
But I firmly believe that there's a lot of things about life we don't understand. And like with me, logic plays a big role. Like I need proof of this exists actually. And when I saw that dude, I was like, okay, well, I was like, I'm not even going to talk to this dude. I'm not going to acknowledge his existence.
Yeah.
As far as he knows, I can't see him. So I just went on with my life like normal. But it was quite hectic. But you get used to all these things. Like I remember the sleep paralysis.
Oh,
now people say when they are pressing down in the bed, they immediately think it's a ghost.
Yeah.
But that is obviously not the case.
No, yeah.
It's like sleep paralysis.
It's been proven, there's scientific research about that.
Yeah, so that made me comfortable. So when I had sleep paralysis the first time, I knew what it was.
Yeah.
So it didn't really scare me. And then I just like, but the feeling is pretty crap. Though. Like you are there, but you're not there.
You're not, like,
and you're trying everything, and
I
nothing's happening.
the last time I had it, I felt like I was fighting somebody
Yes.
off me. Like, and I was swearing, I was shutting
Yes.
down, like, the fuck off me. Like, I was punching, I was throwing some air blows out here, and I was like, 'cause I was really felt like it, and I it's like, I wanted to speak, but I couldn't get the words properly out of my mouth.
Yes.
And I was like, fuck. I was like,
And that is like, it's like it's like your body is basically a slow computer. It's like just taking a while to start up.
It's like I was like roofied or something.
Yeah, it's like loading, please wait.
Yeah.
Till everything comes back. But when that happens, I always like try and like I focus on like my fingers and my toes. Like because like if you try and move your whole body, you kind of panic if you can't move at all.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I'll just sit there and like just my index finger, and then I'll just focus there. And the minute I do that, then like everything starts to loosen up. Then everything starts waking up because you're starting to move on your own. So you don't panic as much.
That's interesting. I'm gonna try that next time. I'm gonna remember that though.
Hopefully there is the next time
Yeah,
because
fuck
you
no,
don't wish that
I
on
don't
your
wanna.
worst enemy.
No. So you believe there is some supernatural entities out there?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I do.
And, wow. Okay. Besides this man now, anything else in the dog? Anything else that you've seen?
Oh, the shadow people.
The what?
My brother calls it shadow people. When you see people walk in the corner of your eye, but it's like happens so quickly. But then you just like maybe it's just your reflex or something just caught your eye or something. So I don't think that's actually anything.
I don't see shadow people.
But
bro.
yeah, he keeps saying like you see shadow people. I'm like maybe your peripheral vision is just fucked up or something. But no, when it comes to actually there was this occasion, but I think I might have just been
Yeah.
because it happened when I had the sleep paralysis thing.
Okay.
But this never happened to me because I think I was caught in between a dream and reality. So like I saw my room. So I was awake, like I saw my TV was on, 2.5 Men was playing, I could tell you that in detail.
Okay.
So I know I wasn't dreaming.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't move, so clearly not all of me is awake. And I was lying on my side, and I could see 2.5 Men playing in my peripheral vision, but there was something on the left of the TV. I could see it was actually a person. It was the height of a person, but it was dark, pitch black.
So you couldn't see.
So I couldn't see any details.
Yeah.
So I looked in the corner of my eye, I could see it, and that is when I started panicking because there is something there, and I can't turn to look at it. And then I saw it start moving. It came towards me, and in the corner of my eye, I literally see it do that, like reach out for me. And the minute that happens, my dad walks in, and then I could move. And I turned, he put the light on, the thing was just gone. And then I looked at my father, and I was like, okay, that was a bit messed up.
Fuck.
That was a bit messed up. So I don't know. The house we live in as well is also pretty old, so I don't know, maybe someone died there as well. But don't reach out for me, man. And you know what, and I actually got up, and I was like, you know what, ghost, whatever you are.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I was like, audible. I'm like, you know what, I'm awake now. Come now. Don't sneak up on me while I'm sleeping. Be
Don't
brave.
sneak up on me.
Come on, take me on.
Look at you.
Take me on. I refuse.
Calling these niggas out here.
No, my friend.
That's cock funny.
I have worked way too hard to be killed by something that's already dead. You had your turn, man. Calm the fuck down.
Wait, say that again. Oh my fuck. Say that again.
I've worked too hard to be killed by something that's already dead.
That's cock funny.
It's true though. You can't be defeated by something that was already here. You had your chance.
I never done before. That's cock funny, and it's so fucking true. Like,
These people in horror movies, they get so frightened by this. I'm like, you had your chance. I'm ready for you. And they want to be sneaky about it while you're busy sleeping or something.
Oh God, that is cock funny.
Or it always happens in the dark or something. I'm like, daytime, come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. I'm like seriously. Like, don't be so sneaky. Anybody can sneak up on anyone, you know?
I'm just imagining you calling out this ghost. Like, come at me, bro.
Come on, I'm awake now. The lights are on. Let's go. I'm ready to rumble. I'll make some coffee. I'll wake myself up. We can go.
You know, I've seen a lot of fucking like these horror movies and these movies where people are possessed and shit.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody had that approach before. Like in daytime, come at me, bro, come at me now. I've never seen that.
See, that is why there's no Cape Town horror movie. It won't work. The movie will be over in like 10 minutes.
Come at me, bro. I'm right here.
There was one incident when I was with Jonathan and Justin. So we were busy.
That was hilarious. Fuck, I'm crying. Yeah.
We were playing pool.
Yeah.
And the triangle
Yeah.
of the pool board, it was on top of a speaker, but now we were listening to music.
Okay.
Okay, so this thing fell twice. So the first time it fell, I just assumed it's the base of the speaker moving the thing, that's why it fell. But when it fell the first time, it fell downwards. Like, you know, gravity exists.
Yeah.
So it just fell on the floor. Picked it up, didn't think anything about it, put it back on the same as speaker. But then we just made the speaker a bit softer so there wasn't vibration, so it wasn't moving anymore.
Yeah.
So we continued playing. The next minute, this thing literally flies off the speaker. It moves off of it. And I looked.
Like,
I'm
wait, when you say move off, like how far?
Like quite a distance. It didn't just fall down. It covered some ground.
That is creepy.
It basically landed like in front of me and like in front of Justin, I think was
That
across
is
me at the time.
creepy.
And we looked, but the thing is, hey, we are so used to this. And we just all looked at each other and was like, did you guys see that? I'm like, yes. Picked it up, put it back, carried on with the game.
Shit.
It's okay. We all saw that, right? So we're like, okay, move on.
Fuck. Your father only had that one experience, right, with that ass print on the couch.
Yeah, but my dad also, he startles very easily for everything. Yeah. So like, that was like a wake-up call of note, yeah.
Like before he had that experience, did he believe you guys?
He believed my mom and stuff, right? So I always feel like he did, because I don't know, maybe he had occasions when he was younger. Like I'm not aware of any of that. But yeah, when the aspirin thing happened to him, he was like, no, there's something wrong with this house. Because at this point it was all happening in the same place, the same house.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I don't know, there's like a lot of horror movies. Like white people always would stay in the house and have to defend the house and.
Yeah, but I'm also a believer of that. You live here now. If there's a ghost there, you had your time.
I'm getting the fuck out, bro.
But look, in all seriousness,
I don't know any spells that can fucking take out a ghost or anything.
I watch Supernatural. Have you seen Supernatural? I know everything. I know the salt. I know. I'm gonna get like shotguns with salt rounds in it, and I'm ready for a ghost.
Fuck, bro.
But anything other than a ghost, if we're talking demonic stuff here, that is where I'm fucked. I will leave immediately. I will leave everything, my wife, my children, everything. That thing must just say get out one time. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yo.
Carry on with it.
Imagine you come home and then on the wall, written like in red or blood, get out.
Get out. I'm like, good to know.
Sounds
sorry.
Sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a plan.
Fuck, dude. Yo, like, I don't know. I've never experienced it, and I don't know if it's real. I don't know. Obviously, like speaking to you now and Johnny and Justin, like I think those are the first people that I really spoke to that had like these encounters and shit. And I don't know, man. Like, and that fucking photo just scared the shit out of me. Like, yo.
Because like you see proof of it, man. It's not like on some show you watched on the internet or something. Like I literally just showed you.
You showed me, and it was creepy as fuck. It was. Yo.
At that time, was Photoshop a thing that time? When we took that
how long
picture?
ago was that?
It was so long ago.
And what type of phone was it?
A V360.
Like a
Motorola V360,
the flip
phone that everybody had.
That's way back. That's before smartphones. That's probably late 90s.
Yeah, you barely got a good memory card. No, that was like
2000. That was early 2000s.
So somewhere in the 2000s.
Because I know like the Nokia 5310. What was that? Wait, let's Google that.
The 5310 was how long ago was that?
Let's Google that.
But I know the Motorola when the V360 came out, like everybody had it.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It was like the first flip phone. Motorola. Oh, here we go. Motorola. The V3, no?
V360. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. Holy shit.
Look at it.
When was it released? 2005.
2000. Yeah. Yes.
That's
When I started high school in 2006, so that's when I remember.
that's a century ago. Wow. Dude, this is like before like they had proper quality with cameras and stuff.
Yeah, look, they didn't even have like proper memory cards even for your phone.
Yeah. You could take one photo and that's it.
Yeah, you had 3 songs and you were so excited.
Yeah, you still had, you could buy ringtones. Man.
Buy ringtones and...
Yeah.
But now as we have grown older, nobody has a song as a ringtone anymore.
That's so weird.
I highly doubt. I don't know when last I heard someone.
I've got everything standard on this phone. Everything standard.
I pranked my dad. I changed his ringtone to that PPAP song. I don't know if you know that song. Have you not seen that song?
PPAP.
Oh, it was the stupid song that came out. I don't know when, but
PPAP.
yeah. Oh my.
Like this. PPAP.
There you go. Yeah, that guy there.
This
Chinese dude with or Japanese dude with a
I don't know this song.
leopard print thing. It is the worst and the best thing you'll ever hear in your life.
Okay, wait, this ad is gonna.
But before this video starts, you are obviously an artist in your own right,
Yeah.
So you know what it's like to sit and think about lyrics and come up with new things,
For sure.
Listen to the simplicity of this. I don't want to call him a name, but I mean,
I don't actually want to play because I might take it down from YouTube.
a child could play it.
Okay, wait,
Or
no,
come
no,
up
no.
with this.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this here. I'm gonna listen to it later because I'm scared they're gonna take it down.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna keep it there. But it looks like a, yeah. If you look at that photo alone,
It's like this guy just made a joke about something and it just became viral and
is it?
yeah. And my father hates that
He
song.
hates
So,
it.
like,
Despises it.
I made it his ringtone.
Fuck, bro.
But I do these random pranks with him. Like I would change his wallpaper.
Is it?
Like he would go to the bathroom or something, and the next minute he will look at his phone and you'll see like a wallpaper of Pikachu or something. He's like, what the hell is this thing?
Heavy. Fuck, bro. I don't know. God. Ghosts, man. Ghosts are real for you guys, I guess. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know.
The thing is, what you must remember is that we are all like, we are all living beings. Like, where does our consciousness come from and all that stuff? So, it's not like, the universe in itself is gigantic.
It's huge.
So, like, I will not be surprised if there's intelligent life out there somewhere.
No.
But if that is a possibility, then maybe
Exactly.
there's a different place that you go to when you die. Because obviously, religion as there's heaven, there's hell, and whatever.
Yeah.
But whether it is actually that, you don't know. So there could be like a glitch in the matrix there somewhere where people aren't passing on. And
don't cross over kind of thing.
yeah, I like to think of reincarnation as a thing,
Really, like you die and you come back as something else, or
Yeah, because I feel it's unfair to only do this once, Like
there's a theory actually where this one guy believes that you live this life over and over again until you get it right.
Like Groundhog Day, have you seen that movie?
Yeah. But obviously you make different choices and until you get it right, and then that's when you die or whatever, and move on, or I don't know.
So do you start in a different body?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Because if it's just a reset of the life I already have now. Like imagine you just like I'm born in '92, so when I die, I'll just wake up in 1992 again.
No, I
start all over again.
I don't think it's like that. I think you continue from the moment you die, but you just reborn
so maybe
as
you
a
just
baby
something else.
Yeah, come back in a different body or something. There's a whole bunch of theories to that, like the religious aspect where you die and you go to heaven, and and then there's this other theory where your consciousness lives in something else.
Yeah.
Let's say in an animal, you come back as an animal, or
I don't want that.
It's
like I'm a human being. I want to become a human being.
human
And like
being.
stick to that.
Would you want to come back though? After you die, would you want to come back or would you want to just pass on and over and go into a place where it's much better? It's just consciousness, other consciousness around you, and it's happy.
I don't know. You know, that is actually a very interesting question. The thing is, when I think about that is, obviously, if you do come back, like, you should have no memory of your past life, because if I have to have a memory of this life in my next life, I'll be like, you know, I did school already. Why the hell am I doing this
Just
again?
some bullshit.
It'll be depressing actually the first few years, because I'm like, I've done this before.
Yeah, I've had to go through this shit again.
Obviously, if you don't remember, but I've seen like programs of people who sort of remember their past lives, and that is quite hectic.
That is.
So maybe there's like a point where you actually do get a glimpse of it. Maybe when you dream, maybe it's just memories of a past life. You don't know. Like it could be something so vast.
Are you afraid of dying?
No, I'm not.
Is it? Why is that?
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So. No, I'm not afraid of dying.
Is there anything that happened to you that you feel like you're not afraid of death, or have you always been that way? Or is it because you believe you're gonna come back in some other form? Or?
I don't know. I don't like. For me, if you find out if you know what the afterlife is gonna be like, then it kind of spoils the party, because I mean, if you know there's a life after this one where you'll be able to live in paradise and do whatever you want to do all day long, where does your drive come from to achieve what you want to achieve while you are alive? Because I mean, I'll just chill here and wait until I can, I'll be as comfortable as hell, and you get bored with yourself. So no, I'm not afraid of dying. I am afraid of, like, getting sick and dying. Like, I want to die, like, peacefully, like, because there's no pain actually dying. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like, I don't want to suffer and all that,
I know what you mean. Have you ever done DMT?
DMT, what is that?
Dimethyltryptamine?
No.
It's a chemical produced by your body. It's everywhere in your body. But it's a psychedelic.
Okay.
So it'll give you this experience where you are transported somewhere else, kind of vibe. And
with via Uber or something.
More like a UFO.
UFO.
No, seriously, it's like it puts you on a major trip.
That sounds very scary, actually.
Like a lot of, like, even LSD as well. Like it will like a lot of people say when they do these drugs or chemicals or psychedelics or whatever you want to call them, you're not afraid of death anymore, because a lot of things that you've experienced there kind of it makes you relax more. It makes you accept the next phase, whatever that is going to be. It makes you accept it more. And so I don't know, I just thought maybe you tried it.
No, I've never.
Because like you produce it in your body, it's produced by the brain, and then it gets like sort of trickled down into the rest of your body, because they find this compound in your lungs and different organs and stuff. And I think it's produced, I don't know, I think it's a pineal gland or the hypothalamus, I can't remember. I think it's a pineal gland. But yeah, like we have it, but you can get it also, like you can get it have it made synthetically, or you can get it, how else do you get it? Plants also have it. But yeah, we have it, but just not enough of it so that we always tripping balls kind of thing. Yeah, it's like it's produced by us. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually sounds that sounds hectic.
It is, because a lot of people, like people have been using this for thousands of years. Like the ancient Greeks used that.
Sure.
No cack. Like there's this, like if you grow wheat for an extended period of time before harvest, let's say you let it grow, it produces something called ergot. Now ergot it's like a little piece of the branch.
Yeah.
It looks weird. So let me see if I can Google that. It looks weird. Just keep that guy there. And I don't even know if I can pronounce it properly. Ergot. Let me just see. Ergot. Yeah, that's it. See, it grows from wheat. So if you, let me just see images. See that piece over there?
Oh, okay.
That's ergot. See, these Yeah. So these are the compounds that give you this psychedelic-like experience, the LSD effect.
Wow.
So this,
From wheat.
yeah, they found chalices from ancient times, from when Christianity was around, where they would find chalices that like dated back then, that the wine would not only contain, or the chalices would not only contain wine, but also like ergot. So they were tripping balls. So it wasn't just wine
And
that they were drinking.
they probably thought, no, it just was some good wine.
Yeah, for real. Like they they would purposefully add it.
Oh,
because they
so they
know.
knew.
No,
Okay.
they fucking knew, dude.
Okay.
They found a whole bunch of herbs in this fucking chalice.
I thought it was just like an accidental
No,
thing.
no,
like,
no, no. I'm sure they found it initially as an accident, but after they tripped balls, they're like, yo, this is some dope shit.
Yeah.
This is some dope shit. Like seriously, like and where was I going with this? This LSD thing. Fuck, where was I going with this? Anyway, yeah, but this has been around for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
A long fucking time. And they've been using it. Like, they even say, like, democracy was founded by these experiences that they had in ancient Greek. Seriously.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds believable, actually.
That's crazy. Like, a lot of it's been hidden. Because, they had these rituals, right? Everyone would say that they found God when they used this. So when the church got wind of this, they would be like, yo, you need to put a stop to this because they're taking out the middleman. Because the church is normally the middleman to go through God to find God.
Yeah.
But now if you can take these or drink this wine or what they call the kukian, and they can find God, like there's no need for us then.
Yeah.
Dude, they would hunt these people down, dude. And they would really hunt them down. Put a stop to these rituals and stuff.
Jeez.
Dude, this is in the Vatican. They found these documents in the Vatican. Here's this guy, Brian Maresco. Fascinating book, the Immortality Key. He's a lawyer, right? But he got so obsessed with DMT and these psychedelics and stuff, and he's never used anything before. He wanted to write this from a perspective of somebody who's never used it, so people can't say he's biased.
Yeah.
So he did all this research, dude. He even went to the Vatican, and he found these documents in the Vatican about ergot and all of the shit. And he found these chalices, and he had these chalices analyzed in labs and stuff. Dude, his work is so profound that they're studying this is it Harvard now? They opened up studying this at Harvard now, and they're having classes to discuss his work and stuff and how important this was back in ancient times, and it's crazy.
It's insane.
And he's got all these findings, like he can prove it all. Like he can prove it. So it's not just based on just myth or
You see, I like that.
He's got facts. Like
exactly.
I got this reference here. I went to this place here. He traveled to Spain. He traveled to Greece. He traveled to Italy. He traveled to the Vatican City. He traveled everywhere.
Yeah.
To find, because he was so obsessed. Like he even said, like his wife was like, "Why the fuck are you doing this? You're a lawyer. Go use your degree. Like what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?"
His wife was so upset with him, but he's like, no, he wants to find out. He's like, he's onto something, blah blah.
Yeah.
Dude, but like, amazing book. I would recommend that to anybody.
What's it called again?
The Immortality Key.
Immortality Key.
It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. I love that book so much. It makes a lot of sense.
So you're an avid reader.
Yeah, I love reading, bro. I love reading. I love changing my perspective on things, and whether it's a biography or it's a book like that, like even this book called ¡Sapiens, where it takes you back to early mankind and how we became domesticated.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that we were domesticated by wheat?
Wheat.
Growing wheat, because we were known as. We used to travel a lot. Like we used to go from one place to another place because of the climate and resources and stuff. But the moment we could grow wheat, man could grow wheat, that's when we started settling and saying, no, we're going to stay here because we've got food now.
Yeah.
So now we're just going to grow all this fucking wheat and we're going to live off the land. And that's how it started. Like, it's crazy. There's a lot of, and I saw how they found beer as well.
Yeah, you see,
beer.
it must always stumble. Someone must always stumble upon something exciting,
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting books, dude. I love reading, and I love There's this book I just finished this morning by Ryan Holiday. Is it Ryan Holiday? I've got a piece here right here. What the fuck am I doing? Called Ryan Holiday. What is it called? It's got quite a few books. It is Ryan Holiday. The Obstacle is the Way. That's it. It's based on Stoicism.
Oh, Stoicism. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing. It's an amazing book. The Obstacle is the Way. I want to read Marcus Aurelius's book. Like Marcus Aurelius was this crazy. Not crazy, but he was this great leader. And he wrote these series of diaries, or this diary basically, daily diary, noting all his thoughts and stuff. It wasn't meant to be published or anything. They're just for him. But when he died, somebody found it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, this is dope," and they put it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so this book is based on some of that and a lot of other people, like a lot of other successful people. But I want to read like those Marcus Aurelius notes or his transcripts. I want to read that because they say that is quite profound. And it's so still relevant today, to this day. So I want to check that out. Yeah.
No, it is. That is like some interesting stuff now, actually. But like with books, like I find it very hard to start a book.
Really?
Like to tell myself, okay, like I want to read this stuff. Like that's very difficult for me. But once I get going, like once you start actually going, then I find it difficult to put it down again.
Put it down, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't read much because it is time consuming. And
it is.
I would rather like listen to a podcast, for example. So like I can do other things while listening to something. Because I'm always, you're always on the move for something.
True. These days, the most time I read a book is I listen to an audiobook.
Yeah.
So I can do other things while.
Yes, like an audiobook.
Yeah. Like this morning, I finished this book on the way to the mountain. So
now you see that's cool. I would do that. I would
in my car, I'll just play it and then okay, the book is done. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go to a podcast. And,
You see, like that works because books it's old school. I mean, like I don't know when last I saw. Like you don't often see people reading anymore, just for enjoyment.
Like if you go to the beach, I don't know how often you go to the beach.
Yeah, I have not been in a while, but like I do go often.
Because I go often. And then I always see like people sitting there and reading like a physical book.
Like actually reading.
Yeah.
Those are unicorns.
Yeah. and I'm sure if people take public transport, some people maybe sit like the odd person. I know back in the day, like way back when I used to take the train, then I used to read, like, because that's before audiobooks were around. I used to physically like read, like a hard book. That's how I used to spend. I'd say probably 40-minute journey. To get some good reading in 40 minutes up, 40 minutes down. Yeah. It's decent.
Yeah, okay, then that'll make the trip pass by nicely. But you see, but now we've gotten to a place where these things are. You can get books on your phone. You can get audiobooks, for example, now. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know the last time I actually saw somebody read a newspaper.
Really?
Because, like, everyone gets their news now off the internet.
Everything is digital.
Or if you are over 40, you get it from Facebook.
I like that.
And we get these messages on WhatsApp, these chain messages that say these things. And I was like, guys, can you calm down?
I generally stay away from the news. I don't know when last I watched the news, like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think the news is just designed to instill fear into us.
Yes,
and make us scared, live in this bubble, and
because that's the news is it's a half an hour of negativity.
Exactly, that's exactly. And then they have this 2-minute segment of some puppy.
Yeah. As if that was now cover
that can dance. You know what I'm saying? Like no. So I was like no. Because they know. I don't know if you know this, but the news, these companies know that fear, when the chemical fear is released, like it's got this addictive properties to it. So it makes you always want to come back for more, always want to see what else is there to be scared about.
Yeah.
If it was happy all the time, nobody would fucking watch the news. Their ratings would fall. Yeah. They just report on positivity.
No, exactly. Like with COVID, let's take COVID for example.
Yeah, that's a good example.
When that broke out, people were losing their
Lost
shit.
their fucking
They
minds.
like
bro.
logical thinking people
lost
lost
their
their minds. I'm like, guys, can you just relax? Like the toilet paper thing.
Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous.
Panic buying, and I'm like, it is not the apocalypse, people. Can we call? Can we relax like a little bit?
Like the moment because like I wasn't watching the news at all. I just heard this COVID thing is coming about, and I was like, it's probably gonna be like the swine flu or something that's gonna come and go and blah blah. And then it started getting more real. Then I was like, I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast. He had one of the doctors on there, and I was like, holy shit, this thing is real. And then the moment I found out how to protect myself or to protect others, that kind of thing. Like, the sanitize, mask, that kind of shit, and how it spread. That's the moment I stopped watching the news. Because I got the information now.
Yeah.
That stats of people infected, it means focal to me.
Yeah.
It really means focal to me. I just started to stop.
And the statistics in itself, it was skewed a lot because
It was.
they would always like show the number of people infected. That number used to go up exponentially, very, very quickly.
Very quickly.
But they never ever deducted like the people who got better.
Yeah.
The number never went down.
Never.
So I'm like thinking, is that many sick people right now in this country? It's insane. So they'll never deduct it. They'll never deduct the number of deaths either.
Yeah.
So that number will just be enormous, and that's the number that they put in people's heads, and that is what triggers that fear.
Exactly.
And then people, as I say, lose their shit, and they
lost their minds.
They
man.
panic and
like, it was so ridiculous. Because also now, a few months ago, I don't know if a few months ago, maybe it's even before that, but they discovered that the tests they were using, the way they were testing for positive cases, were incorrect. They had a wrong setting also. So there were a lot of false positives. So those numbers were not accurate.
Yes, exactly.
And did you know that the hospitals, if you get a COVID death or a COVID positive case, they get more funding. The more cases they get more funding. So they had an incentive to push the numbers as well.
Exactly. So now this is the thing. At the end of the day, whatever you see on the news, whatever is being spoken about, the core thing there is most of the time it's money.
It's money.
People want to make money
Everything
off
is
something.
driven off money. Everything.
Everything. It's insane.
It's crazy, man. And the moment you open your beck and then you get ostracized, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like
ridiculous.
the point of the vaccine. I have not touched the topic of the vaccine.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
not touch it with a 10-foot pole, because if you want to take the vaccine, you'll get people who do not or anti-vaxxers that will be against you.
You can't even say anti-vax. It's more like you're just concerned.
Yeah, and then
I
you
don't know.
become an anti-vaxxer. You okay, I will not take the vaccine. Then you are like seen another type of way.
Yeah.
So people would I was asked so many times, have you gotten your vaccine yet? And the answer is no. And as we sit here, I have not taken the vaccine. And they immediately want to jump down my throat because now they see me, anti-vaxxer. And let's be real, I like to call, shit as I see it, right? So the reason why I didn't go was plain and simple, I was too lazy.
That's cock funny.
I was too lazy. There's no reason. There's no magical reason. I'm not standing for anything. I was legit too lazy.
You just said, fuck it. I don't know. I don't like this queues and shit.
Yeah, because look, having the vaccine, for me, the only reason I saw it as anything remotely positive was because it's convenient. Because if you have a vax, you can go to the stadiums, you can go here. So not having the vax would have kept you back a while. But now things are starting to open up again.
Yeah.
You don't need to be vaxxed anymore. So I'm like, what is the point now? You're going to pump people full of
shit you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know because...
and then there's a booster upon a booster, and another booster, and the booster needs a booster.
Some countries you need four shots. So it's like the vaccine, booster.
No, at the end of the day, you're gonna look like a damn colander full of holes.
You're gonna, because it weans off.
Yeah.
It weans off. It isn't like one shot and then for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
That shit weans off. So you gotta keep topping it up and fuck no, bro. Fuck no. I haven't been vaxxed.
And a lot of people had these side effects.
Oh yeah, but you can't speak about it.
No.
You can't speak about it. You can't speak about
We
it.
probably got the FBI is probably on the way here now. As we talk about this. You're just going to hear a helicopter out, someone's going to jump through the roof.
But the biggest thing for me, like when I knew something was fishy, is like when it's like they first promise you, no, you'll never be able to transmit the disease once you have it, or once you have the vax, you'll never get it, and you can't spread it and blah blah. After a few months, it's like, no, but you can still get it, and it just won't be that bad.
Yeah.
But you can still spread it also. Like, what the fuck? Like, you lied.
So where is the point? But the thing is now, I cannot, like, I understand people's perspective of who take the vax, and I understand the people's perspective of they don't want it.
Yeah.
Because there is like, I'm not going to tell you, listen, you should take the vax. And then you take it and then you die. It is my fault because I told you. No, I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah.
You do you.
Look, you do you.
It is simple. It's simple as that,
like,
man.
It's all about your choices you make because it's your body at the end of the day. Like, I don't know. Like, I've got nothing against people who vax or don't vax or whatever. I just feel to each their own, And I can understand people with underlying conditions and they feel more concerned and they feel more vulnerable. That's a different case. But for me, like, I didn't think I needed it. So that's why I didn't take it.
Yeah.
And there were just too many fishy shit going on that it didn't make sense for me.
I promise you, if there was a time and a day that I found myself in a place where I could get a vax right now, I would have probably taken it. But as I said, I was too lazy.
Just the inconvenience
It was
factor.
not something I was prepared to take a day off doing. I'm at home, I need to go here now to do this. It's more like something I would do while I'm doing something else. So if I was at the shop, for example, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can just go here and
and just get a jab.
quickly.
Click.
Then I would have probably done it by now. But
Yeah.
I was just lazy to go.
Yeah, no,
And at this point, I think I missed the bus. So, because are people still getting it now?
I don't know.
If you haven't gotten it yet?
I don't know if it's available still. I think it still should be available on request. But I think it's like the third or fourth booster now that you can get. I don't know.
I don't even know. Like,
I've lost so much track of this.
do you get all 4 in one if you're too late? Or?
Nah, you
Imagine.
will die.
Stabbing you all day.
Because that's why they say you must take one and then wait a few months and
Yeah.
take another one and then, because too much all at once.
Yeah, and it was like, you don't know what you're putting into your body as well.
Also, the other red flag was like, they didn't want to release the data about the vaccine information. Only, I think they wanted to release it only after, I think, 20 or 50 years, something like that. They wanted to wanted to conceal this information. It's like, why would you conceal that? I mean, people are...
Exactly, yeah.
And also the thing is, these companies, it's Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, they also had this agreement that there could not be, like there could be no repercussions as well. So you can't sue them if something goes wrong with the vaccine also.
Yes.
That's just some bullshit also. And another thing, like we all know that these pharmaceutical companies they've always done some shady shit in the past. They've always, like, even especially the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that they falsified the data and they said it was less addictive than others when actually it was more addictive. And they kept pushing these pills. They kept these reps pushing these pills and telling doctors to prescribe this medication. And
yeah, the thing is with meds, like obviously to a certain extent you obviously have to trust your doctors.
No, for sure.
So like, because we are not, or me personally, like I'm not educated enough to like make a solid judgment call based on anything. But when you have a headache, you take a Bernardo. You don't think twice about it.
Okay,
because
I've never taken bananas.
Okay, I'm just speaking in general. Like if you're in pain, you take a painkiller. There's always something for an ailment.
Yeah.
So the vaccine could have just been one of those things. Like you just take it because it's a preventative measure, like taking your vitamins. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to pills, for example, I'm also not very fond of running to a pill immediately.
Yeah.
Like if I have a headache, I would like have some water and then, just like chill, sleep, maybe sleep it off.
Yeah.
You wait it out. If it's not that bad, I mean, if it sounds like if it feels like I'm being hit in the head with a hammer, then I'll pop some pills. But I mean, other than that, I would be fine.
Yeah. Especially
Especially if you just get like a sort of infection or something, or like if you get the flu, for example,
Yeah.
and if you can fight the flu off without needing to take antibiotics, for example, then by all means do that. Rather wait it out, because when you take antibiotics, that has an effect on your body as well.
Harsh. That's a harsh.
It's harsh, and you have to complete the course.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, and there are people who would be like, no, just take 1 or 2, and then I'm like, I'm sorted.
No,
like,
you have to complete the course.
Yeah, you'll be sorted now, but then, see, if you get sick again,
yeah,
it messes up your immune system as well and all that stuff. So.
Like, don't get me wrong, we all love science, we all love modern medicine. It's helped so many people. Like, I mean,
I would not be here now today if it wasn't for modern medicine.
Exactly. It's just, there's some shady shit out there. Like, do you know how many these companies, pharmaceutical companies, have paid billions in fines for shady shit? Like, so you can't tell me that these people are good and they care about the people. It's all about profit. Everyone knows that. It's all pushing profit. If it wasn't about profit, medication would be cheaper.
Yeah, or
It
free.
would be, yeah, they would release patents of medication and everything would be generic. Anybody could make it. But no, they have these patents that only they can make it, and that's why the prices are so high, because it's not generic. And
Precisely.
so, man, there's some shady shit out there.
And you telling me in a society where we have all these technological capabilities that we have right now, are you telling me that there is no solid cure for something like asthma, for example, or something like cancer treatment? Cancer treatment is so expensive.
It's cack expensive.
It is so expensive.
It's cack expensive.
And so I can't believe that we have found ways to do so many things, right? Because and then there's no solid cure for something that people are experiencing now. Because the fact of the matter is there is money in the treatment and not a cure. Because if you fix something, when will it come back again to get more money? Like to pay you more money to fix something else.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's why I think
Exactly.
cancer treatment, especially, I think that is so expensive because, there's potential for it to go away as well.
Yeah, like where's the money if it's just this one thing you can take and.
So, if it's like a one-off cure to cure something that hectic, then they obviously going to push the price up because when are you going to come here again?
Exactly. I'm sure there's, maybe it's a conspiracy. If there is a cure for cancer that they are not, look, do you know, what's his name? Dr. Sebi.
That sounds familiar.
He was this doctor that the dude cured a lot of people's ailments and illnesses, and he cured, he has records of curing people who had cancer, who had AIDS, HIV positive, dude,
that. How is there not a cure for that yet? For HIV, it's been around forever.
Forever, yeah.
And it is no cure.
They can't even cure the common cold, dude. They can't even cure.
Exactly.
It can only treat symptoms. But my thing is he was arrested because he was treating these people, and they came after him, and he was at a court case and everything. This is documented, and the people who testified, who his patients, dude, people came from different parts around the world. I think he was based in America, but people came from Italy to come seek treatment, and all parts of the world. And when they heard he was in trial for what they call malpractice, because there's no way you can cure these people and blah blah blah, they all came to the trial to testify that no, he really did cure me. He had this and this and this. Wow. These are my papers. These are the results. He cured me. He didn't use chemo or anything. He had his own way of treating it. He spoke openly about it, and he died recently. His documentary they were working on. Nick Cannon said he's going to finish it. So I'm waiting for the documentary. But it's interesting. When we check his interviews and spoke about his processes and what he eats and what he recommends people to eat and the healthy life to live, and his beliefs of the causes for these diseases. And it's crazy.
It's insane because some people even get NDAs if you if you cure something in an unconventional way, then they'll actually keep quiet. We'll give you this,
Yeah, because if you can cure something that's cost effective, they're gonna come after you. Because
they're gonna be losing money at the end of the day. They're gonna lose money.
They're gonna lose a lot of money. Imagine you tell somebody it'll just cost you maybe 10,000 compared to 300,000. Dude, It's major
Like,
loss.
look, if cancer disappeared off the face of the earth,
Yeah.
what happens to what department is that? What do they call it again? I forgot the name.
Oncology.
Oncology. Here we
Oncology,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, what happens to that department?
What happens?
It will cease to exist. It'll
Exactly.
just die out.
I don't know. It's crazy, man.
It's a bit
crazy.
fishy, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a heavy topic.
But yeah,
It's a heavy topic.
to be killed by a disease that's not a good way to go.
Yeah, dude. I just wish there were people in charge that really cared about people and not just in it for money. And don't get me wrong, businesses need to make money so that they can develop new medication and new technologies for different cures for whatever. And I understand that, but you don't have to charge an
arm and a leg
exorbitant amount of money.
yeah.
For, especially when they know how much profit they're making.
Yeah.
And why not release the patents to other companies, to everyone, to make it available so that it's like, open source software.
Yeah.
Like they create the software and anybody can use it. Anybody can work on it basically. It's kind of like that kind of a model. Like just make it available to everyone. Because if you're really concerned about people's health and well-being, I don't know.
Is that not the end goal at the end of the day?
Yeah,
people.
But it's not because they want to make profit.
Yeah, I'm sure if you get one of those people to come and sit here now and you ask them these questions, they will have a valid reason for why they do what they do. Because at the end of the day, it is a business and people need to make money. Money makes the world go around.
But I get it. It's just
it's like,
why do people have to die?
Yeah,
because of
there's a lot
profit margins.
Yeah, and there's a lot of in the world. There's a lot of money being wasted on a lot of nonsense, like the flag, for example. You hear about the flag that was going to be
the rainbow.
Yeah, the big flag thing.
Yeah.
Nothing has ruined my day faster than reading that news early in the morning. I was so upset. I'm like, you know what? People work so hard every day. They get up. They go to a job. Some people work where they don't want to be working. They're unhappy in their job.
Yeah.
And yet you feel that it's okay to take their hard-earned money to build a fucking flag. And then they said, no, it's going to bring about some sort of camaraderie or whatever. It's like, I couldn't give a flying fuck
that is some bullshit.
about camaraderie. I don't care. It's a damn flag. And then I read somewhere, they said that...
because apparently it was going to have lights and shit.
Oh, it was going to have lights and it was going to be big. It could have been the size of Jupiter for all I cared. At the end of the day, a flag's a flag.
A flag is a flag.
A flag is not going to bring jack shit together.
But hey, a man zonder een vlag is a man zonder een vlag.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there. But I know, it's bullshit. And how much was it? How much million was it going to be?
I forgot the number, but it was obscene.
Are they still going to build this thing?
They better not.
Fuck, dude.
They better not. I don't think...
There's no need for it.
I don't think they will, because... no, there are people... There was one guy I saw, I think it was on Twitter, where... I'm not aware if this person is famous, so I won't say their name.
Okay.
Not that I remember it anyway. But like, he or she said that they can't understand why we are so against the flag because, people like America has the Statue of Liberty and France has the Eiffel Tower.
Oh my
and I'm like,
gosh.
those are tourist destinations, lady or man.
Hold on.
People go to these countries to see these things. Who the fuck is gonna get on a plane to fly to South Africa to see a flag?
No.
You have to be a different kind of idiot to do that. It's not gonna work. I can't understand that we have logical, free-thinking people in charge of making silly decisions like that. Where people are hungry right now in this very country. People are struggling.
Yeah.
And we have time to mess around with a damn flag.
Everything is fucking increasing. Dude. Everything is petrol, it's electricity, it's food, it's fuck, dude.
Suddenly walking doesn't seem so bad. Petrol.
Or bicycle.
Bicycle. I was like, I'm legit gonna buy a bicycle. And when I buy a bicycle, I'm gonna buy an actual motorcycle crash helmet so people can't see it's me. And I'll just be chilling on this bicycle with a helmet. People won't see.
But bicycles are big in Europe though. Like,
yes.
I've seen, like, when I was there, I've seen people like in suits and stuff on a bicycle.
Yeah,
that is
just their way.
It's just how they do it, man. That's how they do it.
Can you imagine Cape Town full of bicycles?
Yeah, I can't. I can't.
For the road rage that's here in South Africa. Road rage is a bad thing, actually. I have a little bit of road rage.
Really?
Like a very little bit.
Is it?
Okay,
One thing I
it
don't
depends.
get. One thing I don't get is like, it's like, I don't know. Everybody try to be heroes out there, man. Like wanna cut in here and just wanna. I don't know. It's just. I was like, can't you drive for the next person as well? Like, can't you like?
You know that is the key thing. You need to be considerate to other motorists,
Yeah,
right?
and just think of like if something goes wrong because of your car driving, you're not only gonna fuck up your life and
But
your
other
family's
people's
life,
as
but
well.
other people's as well and their families, and it's like a chain. Like it's not just you. Like,
Yeah, like driving is something that you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of the space around you,
Yeah.
the people in your car, if you are people.
Yeah.
But the thing about consideration is it's there's two sides to the coin. You know? Yes, there are people who cut you up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They are just assholes, to be honest. But I mean, there are people who are driving on the N1 in the fast lane and they're doing 80.
Oh,
You can cause such a massive accident like
Yeah.
that, and they don't understand. And people, then they want to be the people who say, why there's people in a rush. They're not in a rush. They're doing the damn. So they want to get to the speed limit first of all.
Exactly.
Because you think you on a nice Sunday cruise or whatever, you don't need to really need to get where you're going quickly.
Yeah.
You are holding people up.
You are.
You are holding
literally
people up.
holding
There's no difference between you doing 80 in this lane and you doing 80 in the other lane or the other lane.
Why do you have to be in that lane?
Yeah, get the hell out of the way. Then the people flash their lights and I can understand them. It's infuriating.
And like, you know what I also don't get, bicycles and motorbikes. It's like, those are the most vulnerable people on the road.
Yeah.
But they drive like so recklessly. I'm not saying everyone, but they take fucking chances.
Yes.
Then I'm like, you're like...
And like with a bike, any accident you have with a bike, you are gonna come second.
Near fatal.
You are coming second.
You will not. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. They take the most crazy risks.
Yeah.
And all that it takes is one tap on the wheel, like one small tap on the wheel, or even like just knocking against on the side of the bike.
Yeah, like it takes something very, very small to lose control of a bike.
Just don't do that.
And I understand the appeal of a bike. I mean, like when I'm sitting in traffic and I see those people zooming past me, and I'm like, that must be nice.
Don't get me, but
but you are so vulnerable.
Yeah, just drive or ride. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah, gee, there we go.
Don't be
Simple.
a dick. Like,
Simple.
Just don't take unnecessary chances. You don't have to. You really don't. Just know that you are gonna come second.
Yes.
If you find cock.
Yeah.
So
No.
why do you have to be that way?
They are, and I would like if you drive on the N1, for example, and then you would just see these bikes flying past you at God knows what speed, and you think, geez, if you fly off this bike right now, you're gonna end up in the sea. That's how far you're gonna go after that crash.
Yeah.
And I get the appeal about a bike. I get because I enjoy speed. Like it's amazing.
Who doesn't love speed?
And you'll probably get such a different sensation of speed on the back of a motorbike.
Oh, for sure.
And you are literally like at one with the bike.
Yeah.
But I saw on a show called Top Gear. I don't know if you see.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
He said, Jeremy Clarkson. He said. It's like, yeah, I know you at one with a bike until you hit a tree and then you at one with that. So it could change very dramatically.
Very dramatically.
But the sensation of speed, I can get that. That
the appeal.
adrenaline
I
hit.
get the appeal. And it's not everyone that drives like a maniac.
Yeah.
There are people who very safe and, do the right thing. But you do get those people that take those chances, man. And then you automatically are to blame because
exactly, because
you're
the one in the car.
You're the one in the car. I don't get it.
So it is a massive risk on a bike. But at the end of the day, getting in your car is also a risk. You don't know who's gonna drive shit in front of you.
Or fucking truck or bus.
Bus.
There was one time, right, I was minding my own business in my fucking lane, in the slow lane. Buses on the fast lane coming at the speed, right? All of a sudden, this bus literally runs me off the road. Like he comes over. Like I know he can see me because he came from behind me. So he can see that I'm in this lane. He came from behind me, and it looked, because obviously I found out that he wanted to to turn left.
Yes.
Where I was gonna turn left, but he was in the fast lane, and there was no left option for him. So he wanted to come over and not slow down behind me and come. He wanted to come ahead of me, but obviously he wasn't winning because I was just in this lane and I wanted to turn right. Dude, he literally, I had to go to the yellow lane, bro. He literally came over. He didn't hoot nothing. He just came over. Like,
Jeez.
I was freaked the fuck out. The fucking bus, a golden arrow bus.
And he knows he's in a bus. He's not gonna come second in that.
Exactly. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he didn't give.
He didn't give a fuck. He didn't like slow down and say like, okay, he's not gonna make it. He's gonna come behind me.
Yeah.
He literally, dude. He literally. If I did not move to the left or to the shoulder of the road, he would have came.
He would have gotten you.
He would have knocked me. And the thing is, he saw me because he came from behind me. So he saw me.
No,
Sure,
people
dude.
take fat chances. Man, they take fat chances.
Crazy, man. I don't know. It's a weird world we're living in. So, my man, you're working on some new music right now, right?
I am indeed. I am.
Yeah.
I have been for a while, actually.
Is it? Are you working on an album?
And on an album, yeah.
Is it?
It started with exceptional timing. Actually, I started working on it just before lockdown.
Is it?
So I had a few tracks made at that time, and then lockdown happened. And then I was like, okay, it was level 5, and you couldn't really go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like at home for a long period of time, and during that time I worked as much as I could on my own without having any studio equipment that was accessible. So I would work on it a bit more by myself. I would have a little keyboard there at home and just try and figure things out. And it took so long for me to get back into studio. By the time I got back there, I worked on so much and I realized that the songs I had wasn't really, because so much happened during that time. And I was not really feeling the music anymore because during lockdown there wasn't much to do besides be at home and just do what you want to do. And I worked mostly on music during that time, and in that time I found a direction that I wanted to go in, but certain tracks were already made on this album, so I was like, that is not going to work now. Or maybe I need to revisit them and work on them some more. But like a lot of songs didn't make it to the album. Like I had a few of them.
Really?
Where I had such a long list, and I got them down to about 10 songs.
Wow.
So to pick and choose, I got so desperate at some point there that I was like, I'm going to get a dartboard and put all the names of the songs there because I don't know which to pick anymore, and I'm just going to throw wherever it sticks,
Why
it's going
don't
to
you
go.
release all of it?
Because it's too much at one time. There's like
Really?
40.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. So you can have like a double album kind of thing? Like, you can
Like,
release
look, I have now. I just see it as there's now content for something else.
forever.
Yeah,
There's content forever.
there's content for
Are you gonna? So, but you are gonna release them, but not at the same time.
Yeah, I am gonna release them.
Okay.
So the 10 songs that I have now, they will come when the album's done. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll probably release a single or two before I release the whole album. But yeah, essentially all of them will be released relatively the same time.
I've got so much music shelved, like that I've made.
Oh yes. Do you still have them somewhere?
Yeah, I still got them. I still like. It's music I made like in 2009, 2008. Like probably, I'd say, over 20 songs from that era. Full songs, not even half songs, full songs. And then I still got music also that I shelved in 2015
Jeez.
as well. That I'm gonna put out. That I'm gonna put out. Definitely. That putting out. I can't talk too much about it, but that's coming.
Yeah, I know.
But I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean. Like you get to a point where you also feel like you're not feeling that music anymore.
Yeah.
And you want to make fresher music. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, it was like after lockdown, when they eased up lockdown, it was like a sort of a different person came out. And like there were a lot of things happening while I was busy recording this new music, and like I would go to studio and like I already had like over 40 songs. So the fact of writing anything new seemed, like it's unnecessary. There's so much already. So And I had that idea, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop writing. So when I was busy putting the songs together, like making my choices, they weren't ever final. So I would be like, okay, this can get on, this can get on. And I always had 10. I always had 10 songs. And then I would just like, okay, you come out, you'll go in there. And we're just stopping and changing until I found something that that fitted in the album, because it was like some music was so vastly different to what was actually on the album. So it was like kind of the odd one out. So I would like, okay, you don't fit anymore, right? You don't fit anymore with the theme. So
are you saying, okay, so you made a lot of music during lockdown, like that level 5 and whatever it was, and then after, when the restrictions lifted, you started making different type of music.
Yeah.
Is it because of the mood that changed, because you were no longer confined to?
It could have been. There were so many contributing factors to that, because just because COVID tried to make our lives stand still, it didn't really. Like a lot of things happened.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's personally or professionally or whatever, a lot went on. So
yeah.
I didn't lack material, so to say.
That's
so
good.
yeah,
That's good.
So when I was busy with the album, I just kept the creative juices flowing, because I didn't want to stop writing. Because I feel like every time you're writing, especially as a writer, the more you write, the better you get. So like I just kept doing music. I kept it normal. So when I went to studio, I was always focused on the next track. Whatever the next track was, we just walk in that line. And if there was something new that popped in my head, and I would write something new, and I'd be like, you know what, I actually want to do this right now. And I would do it. So there were two different perspectives of myself that I was viewing.
Yeah.
Because the one was, I wrote this a while ago. This is something old, actually. And then this is something brand new. So I could actually legit compare myself over a short period of time to see whether growth happened or whether you've been messing up.
That's heavy.
So yeah, so I just took it based on, I felt like I was getting better and better every time. And it's not just because my first few singles, it was just me writing a song, coming up with something maybe on the keyboard or on guitar. And then my first producer was Malum. So he did my first 3 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, the first 3. But, I knew when it came to a studio environment, I knew literally nothing. I could write, I could sing, I could play the keyboard, I could play a little bit guitar. That is it. That's the end of discussion.
Okay.
And when I played him a few of my songs, and then he worked on them, and then it became something so much more than I actually intended to be. It was so good. And I was like, how the hell did he do that? How did he hear all of that stuff in what I sent him?
Yeah.
And then, as I said, a lot of things happened, and unfortunately, to get tracks of that quality, there is payment involved, because Malum is a professional, and he deserves every penny that he makes, every single penny. But at the end of the day, it also became a financial burden, and I thought to myself, when he was working on those songs, he just got like a glimpse of who I was as an artist, and he was able to help me interpret my music in such a way that I wanted to, like, it was a standard, and it was something that I wanted to keep to.
Yeah.
And I knew that when I started with this career, I was like, it would be so nice if I had this person doing this for me and this person doing this for me and all that stuff. It was all just for convenience sake, because I just wanted to focus on the music. I wanted to focus on writing and becoming better at my craft. And at the end of the day, it was an unrealistic expectation, because no one's going to do shit for you. Because yes, you can get people. I knew people at the time who could write songs. I knew people who could produce. I knew this, that, and the other. But none of them aligned with what I was seeing. And that was something that only I could gain access to, because sometimes it's so difficult to express yourself, like what exactly you want.
Exactly.
And yes, there were songwriters. And yes, they are good songwriters in their own right, but it wasn't from it wasn't from me. It wasn't. It felt. I felt disconnected.
Yes.
To
Yes.
singing songs that other people wrote for me.
Okay.
Even though the songs that I write aren't necessarily about me, I can still relate to them because it might have been, a story that I heard. It might be like you might be just telling me about your day, for example. But
I had a great day, by the way. Thank you.
I listen to people's stories. Like, if you tell me something that happened to you, I would legit put myself in your shoes. I am now you.
Yeah.
That's how I listen to you.
Yeah.
So that I can get an understanding because, like, from my perspective, from an outsider's perspective, you could have gone through the most, right? And to me, it didn't happen to me. So I should not have the same emotion.
Yeah.
Because, like, it happened to you, not me. Like, why would I even?
Yeah.
But that you close yourself off a lot when you see life that way. That is why I understand people's even though I don't agree with you. Most of the time, I don't agree with a lot of people, but I can understand them. I can understand their thinking, their feelings. People's feelings are the most important thing. Like, sometimes if you could have been the biggest asshole to somebody, but like something maybe triggered you, and that is, like, for me, that is the point of getting to know people, is because sometimes the details don't matter, because you had an emotional reaction to something.
Yes.
And you cannot invalidate people's emotions at any stage in life. You just can't do it, because you will not like it if it's done to you. If something major happens to somebody else, and you treat it like it's nothing, you're not gonna like it if it flips around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, my music stems a lot from understanding people and
being empathetic.
Empathetic, yeah. And just not like, I understand fully that I'm not the center of the universe.
Yeah.
I have I have reactions to certain things. I'm a human being. We all have them.
Yeah.
But I won't ever become, how can I say, like, impatient for people's feelings, because, like, if people are going through something, it's not up to me to dictate to someone when you get over that. You know what I mean? If it's a friend, I'm here for you. And if you want to be a certain way for a damn year, it's on you, though. It's like, you do what you need to do to feel better.
Yes.
And I'm not here to rush anyone to feel a certain way or anything.
Yeah.
And, and the music I write, it's sort of, some of them are my own personal views from my perspective, some are from others.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting because the perspective always changes. Okay. So it kind of keeps you guessing, because, like, the one song, and I never ever reveal which song it is. Like, I won't ever say, like, this song is actually about me, or this song is about that specific person.
Why not?
I would always tell the story only, because it's not relevant. The person, the emotion is what I want to transfer.
I get it, right? But let's say the fan, the member in the audience, they want to, because remember, you are not just the song.
Yeah.
You are not a song. You are a person behind the song. A lot of people want to get to know the artist behind the music, how they are, how they think. This is why I'm doing a podcast. Because people don't really get to know the person behind the music. So let's say you're on here now, and a lot of people want to know, like, oh, the song is so deep. Like, was that about you? Like, how did you get over this, and blah, blah, blah. And I get that you're putting out the message, and people don't feel alone knowing that somebody else went through this, even if it's not you. But that fan who really loves your music and loves you and appreciates you would like to know, like, who are you? Did this happen to you, kind of thing. So why don't you want to share that?
It's because sometimes with music, obviously people relate to the message itself, right? And then you get people who relate to the artist, because they would like to know, as you said, what the artist has experienced and that. But, like, sometimes there's a line that people cross where, like, at the end of the day, yes, I am an artist, but I'm also a human being, and I reserve the right to keep certain things private.
Absolutely.
as anyone would be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they will. It all depends, really. Like, if there is something I'll be comfortable with saying, you know what, this was actually about me, it's okay. But I don't want people to get distracted by that fact, because what I'm proving is, what I'm trying to prove, is that I understand people's perspectives that deeply that it sounds like it's actually something I've experienced as well.
Yeah.
So for me,
I know what you mean.
that is where the relevance comes in.
I know what you mean.
But I do understand the thing of, like, if it was actually you, then
Yeah.
you can relate easier.
There's a song I did with I don't know if you know Giancarlo.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you do. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I played the piano for him at Intimate
Yeah,
Theatre.
I remember. Yeah, but a song we did together no more. That song, like,
Yeah, I love that song, by the way.
oh, thank you. A lot of people think that it's directly about me. It's about my experience with this one girl, like, but, and a lot of people, because like even when I recorded the song, like, I cried in the process, because it wasn't that I was sad when I recorded it. It was the fact that Malum wanted me to cry.
Yeah.
Not cry, but sound sad as fuck.
Yeah.
And he painted this picture of me sitting with this girl, and we're breaking up, and I'm supposed to be extra vulnerable to get that raw emotion out of me. So even though I cried in like process of recording it, it wasn't about a girl. It was just a painting, a picture you painted. Why the fuck could I not get that? A picture you painted that I was supposed to feel sad so that it could get that emotion out of me to record the song. So I was interviewed one time on the radio station, Pretoria. I can't remember what the station was, the name was, and this lady, she really did this deep dive into my music, and she found this song, and she asked me like extensively about this song, like, who's it about, blah blah. And I told her, look, this is not about a person. This is a whole bunch of experiences that I went through.
Exactly.
And I put it together. And what I also did was I reached out to other people, especially women, and got their perspective on breakups and relationships and stuff. And I put all of that together and I put it in a pot, and that's what you got out of it.
Yeah, I got a very vivid imagination, so I can. You just feel it so hard, man. Sometimes when, especially if you can also relate to it.
Oh yeah.
So it's just content, man. It's just like a lot of content.
That's why I don't like making sad fucking music, because I have to put myself in that.
Oh yes.
And dig deep, and then I feel sad for a moment after the song is done.
Oh,
so then I was like, fuck. Then I must get out of that vibe and stuff. So I generally don't like making sad shit. Shit is happy and stuff, and
yeah.
But like even this one song I did, what is it called? I remember. Like, it was a very personal song. So, but it's like I have to go to that place and remember my life at those parts, and I have to tap into it, and I have to become emotional and process those thoughts. And it's kind of like therapy. Like, maybe I never dealt with that shit before, but now I'm dealing with it. And sometimes I even tear up when I think about it and process it. But I think that's where the audience can connect to it, because they know it's so raw and stuff.
Exactly.
And I don't like feeling like that.
Exactly. So that's where the connection comes in. So even though maybe it's not a song that happened to you, but the fact is that we are deliverers of emotional experiences. Yeah. So we need to get an audience to feel that.
Yes.
So whether it happened to you, whether it didn't, it's irrelevant. Like when I do a cover of a song, right, I would read the lyrics beforehand, and I would first of all try and understand the song, like, where's this going actually, what is this actually about?
Yeah.
And then you try and make an emotional connection with whatever the emotion is, whether it's a happy song, sad song, you need to just, tap. You basically become an actor. Like, you just
you have
this is the character you are right now.
Yeah.
Because I will not deny that, my stage name is Chad Nolan, but my full name is Chad Nolan Berkstead. So
I thought you were just Chad Nolan. How dare you?
So Chad Nolan is my second name.
I would never ask you to be over here. If you just Chad Nolan in Buxton, Chad Nolan Buxton.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like for me, Chad Buxted and Chad Nolan are sort of two different people.
Oh really?
Like there's a version of Chad Buxted that just like, I just want to chill. I'm like, don't have anything about music, or I'm like very into myself. I experience my emotions by myself. I don't ever let it out. And then there's Chad Nolan who sings about literally bloody anything. So it's the way of I think that's my way of expressing myself. Without actually speaking.
So if you have a conversation with someone, let's say you have a girlfriend, like you would you would tend not to go into those places and be emotional.
No, it depends who you are. Like I'm not with any Tom, Dick and Harry. I'm not going to be emotional with anybody. But like if I can trust you with something, then I'm not afraid to get.
But you just feel more comfortable doing it through music.
Yeah, because people can't interrupt you. Because if you're talking about something that it's like something tough that you experienced, and a lot of people they appear supportive, but what they're actually doing is interrupting you. And you try and get your story out, and then they'll be like, you know what? I had that once. You know what happened in 1953? And then you lose complete track. But when you sing it, that asshole, whoever that is, has to listen to your music for that 3 minutes. You shut up and listen to what I have to say, and then you get your message out.
Man.
So it's a much easier way of expressing your emotions without actually speaking about it.
I get it.
Because people love music, man. It's like,
they do.
And I would remember.
Do you play music for friends? And
do I play my music for friends?
Yeah, and for family and stuff. Yo, I got a new song. Play, listen to the shit.
Not for everybody.
Is it?
It's for a select group of people.
Like who?
You see, if I give names out there, people are gonna know who's not hearing this.
No, you don't have to say names. You have to say like my brother, or let's say Johnny or Justin.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, Johnny will hear it because he makes it. we make it together. So, but 9 times out of 10, I like to. When my music is finished, that is when I let people hear it. I never let them hear it during the creative process.
Yeah. So, but it isn't out there, but it's done. Then you can let people listen to it.
Yeah, I would let people listen. Like
people like who?
Like friends or.
Is it?
But I am more afraid to play my music in front of friends and family than complete strangers.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's like this is so close to home, and it's like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And you don't know, maybe they're just being nice. Oh, that sounds nice, and then. It's not actually.
I don't play anybody.
The problem is I'm not an idiot. So so you can tell me, oh, this sounds so nice and all that, but I know, and the Lord Jesus Christ knows that this is absolute garbage. But you're just being nice. And I'll just be like, okay, thank you. But I know it's not though.
I don't. And nobody listens to my shit. Nobody.
No, not a single soul.
No, nobody. No one.
I understand that.
Not a fucking soul, dude. Only people that hears my music is the people involved in the process to get it out there. Let's say it's a music video director or the music producer or that's it.
Yeah.
Like if you have no business with regard to the song, then you don't have no business listening to it. You know what I mean? Like no.
Not before it's ready.
You will listen to that shit when it's out.
When it's out, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I had that approach for a few songs actually. But yeah, like it would only be like, I think once the song would be released, then I would like play it for people. So it's like it's already out there. So
no. If you come to my house or to my studio or wherever. Or let's say we're out and stuff, and you say, "Yo, play me that song of yours. I want to hear it." Nope.
No.
Nope.
Listen to it in your own time.
Yep. Don't let me play it. And then when I play it and you talk over it and shit, and I was like, no.
Look, that is for me.
That's so disrespectful. Like
exactly.
It's like you asked me to listen to it, and
because the fact of the matter is, what people can't grasp sometimes about music is that it takes it's like making food. It takes a hell of a lot longer to make
No,
it
it's even,
than to
no,
eat it.
No. Hold on a second. You can't put it in the same category. Hold on a
No,
second.
I'm talking about the consumption of it.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it takes much longer to prepare something.
Yeah. Oh,
to eat
okay.
than to actually eat
I
it.
get it. I get it.
So like
okay.
for music, it takes you so long
Yeah.
to get this shit together, and so much goes into it. Hours and hours and hours of your time
Into a 3-minute song.
into 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And if your attention span cannot last for 3 fucking minutes to listen to something
Yeah.
that you asked to listen to, if you're gonna talk over that shit, then you best believe there are probably people who would watch this and listen to this and think, hey, I was that guy. But you're hearing it here now first. If I don't play my music to you anymore,
Yeah.
if I played it to you before and you don't hear it anymore, that is the reason
That is
why.
the reason.
Because when I played it for you, your ass spoke over it. You will not hear it again. You will not hear new things again.
No, the reason I don't play on music now is because there was a song that I did called You Don't Stop. It was a time when I was coming back into music, and I had all these songs that I was getting my confidence back, and I was just letting my friends listen to the new music I was making and stuff. And then I played them this song, and I was like, yo, what do you think about this song? And my friends are like, nah, they're not really feeling it, and blah, blah. I was like, what? Because I know the song was dope.
Yeah.
So anyway, fast forward, a few years went by. This song that they said it was cuck got picked up in a movie. So, and then when I told them, yo, one of my songs got picked up in a movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, that's dope, and blah, blah, blah. Send us the link so we can listen to it. And I sent them the link. They listened to that song. They all came back, yo, that song is so dope, blah, blah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yo,
Now that
that
it-
was the same fucking song you said was trash.
Now that it got approved by...
Yeah, now I got validated.
You got validated,
And
yeah.
I was like, that was the last time. That was
Yeah.
the last time. Because I was like, no.
There's a thing in that, where people... I'm open to people's opinions and stuff, right? So if you are going to tell me something, I will listen to you, but I reserve the right to make my own decision at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if and it also depends on who's the opinion coming from, like
That's the
where does it
thing.
come from?
That's the
Like
thing.
if for example, if Malum walked into the room now and he listened to my album and he would give me advice and stuff, I'm gonna listen to the man. I
Yeah.
mean, the man is a professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a guy that doesn't understand the concept of making music or creating music or even playing an instrument or singing in the shower.
Or
even
writing one
for-
line
One
or-
line. Where is your knowledge coming from? Where's your knowledge? Like,
yeah.
you can't just say things and, expect me to take them.
That's why I don't play music anymore. Like, if you listen to it on Spotify or iTunes, which is available, by the way.
Yeah. Quick plug. Quick plug.
In your own time, and that's it. I don't need to hear from you. I don't need to hear you tell me what you think about it.
Because nobody calls Beyonce as a listener, can you come play your song for me in person? Nobody does that.
Yeah,
Go on iTunes and listen to it.
yeah, go listen to it. Like, I don't mind. Like, I've got so much music out there. For you, I got so much music out
A
there.
lot.
Go check it out. Go listen to it. Have fun. If you don't like it, how's the line go? If you like my music, great. If you don't, fast forward.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It's no big deal.
It's no big deal. And I don't mind if you don't like it. I really don't. I honestly don't. If you don't like it, that's cool. We can't please everyone.
You can't.
We have
no.
to.
You will drive yourself
That's it.
insane.
I learned that a long time ago. So you gotta do you, man. You just gotta do you. You gotta do what feels right for you. And like there's a lot of songs that one person might think this is their favorite song of mine. Another person would say this other song is their favorite song of mine.
Oh yes.
And I don't like this song.
I've gotten that, and I've had my songs also dissected to the spine because people are trying to analyze it, and I'm like, just listen to the song, man.
Oh my word.
Like, there was actually who was it? It was my grandmother.
Oh my god.
When my song "Devil's Lipstick" came out.
Grandmama? Oh, I like that song.
Thank you. So Malum did that song as well. So
yeah.
that song just came out, and because of the song's title, "Devil's Lipstick,"
Yeah.
I was like, I might get some backlash for the song. But I mean, you cannot judge a book by its cover. So if you go into the lyrics of that song, it has nothing to do with the devil.
The devil, yeah.
Not even remotely.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. And I had to answer all these questions. Why is it called devil? I mean, my grandmother just literally just wanted to know, why is it called that?
Is it?
Because like she's very religious and
yeah. You're very open about your music with your family.
yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, like, look, my family they won't know what I'm busy writing or anything until it comes out.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was one song where I actually swear in the song.
Oh.
And I remember my dad just looked at me. It's like, oh, why must you swear in the song? So I'm like, because it's real. I swear in real life.
Yeah.
Why must I hide that part of me in my music?
That's so true.
You can't wanna sugarcoat yourself, because this is not, again, this is not me singing somebody else's music. This is me singing my music from my perspective.
Yeah.
So if something annoys me to a point where I swear, I mean, and I told my dad and my mom, like, you guys swear. You guys swear randomly. My dad knocks his toe on the against the table, and the table gets sworn at. So, like, that is his form of expression.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with music. I don't swear in everything, because I don't have to. I'm intelligent enough to converse with people without swearing them out, even if I'm you know, telling them off or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes, like, you know, when you're trying to get something to work and it doesn't work, and the minute you swear, it suddenly works. That is how I feel it is.
Yeah.
Like, it just gets the point across better, because people can relate to it.
It has a place in music. I
Yeah.
got asked that some other time, because I was starting to make clean music, and somebody asked me, like, it's like, yo, like, you don't swear in your music. Like, why is that? And also, do you think swearing is necessary in music? I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm
why
upset,
not?
I'm gonna swear in real life, so I'm gonna swear in the song as well. So
Exactly.
it has a place for it in music. I mean, it's not, you don't have to swear in every song.
No, you don't.
But if you want to get a point across and you're angry and you want to express this point of view and express how you felt during that
Sometimes the best form of expression is swearing. Sometimes
exactly,
it is.
Exactly.
I think it was my mom who was, she had a school, was it a choir or a play or something? I can't remember whether someone recited something or sang something, but there was a swear word in it. And my mom told the kid, don't refrain, say it as it is.
Oh, wow.
Say it as it is. That is the message of the thing. That is how the artist wanted to portray the.
Exactly.
Say it as it is. So you can't now, like, don't flip it down me. I'm your son. Now you tell me I can't swear. Like, not that my mom ever told me I mustn't swear.
Okay.
My mom was actually fine with it. She was like, why are you saying this? And she just laughed it off.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, but I told my family, like, listen, if you don't like me swearing, there is a clean version. Go listen to that.
Oh, okay.
So I always make a clean version as well.
Okay.
So I'm like, if you are too sensitive a bit, then go listen to that version.
What is the song Devil's Lipstick about, though?
Devil's Lipstick. That was a song that I also heard in conversation. Oh. Like, my friend actually gave me the title to the song without knowing it. Because he was busy speaking, and he was speaking about a girl, and I was just sitting there and listening to this guy, and the way he was expressing himself, it was like, it's like, this story sounds very familiar. Yeah. Like, I could relate to him. And I'm like, okay. And then he said the actual phrase, Devil's Lipstick, and I was like, that sounds interesting. And I just wrote it down quickly without telling anyone, like, you know, just quietly.
Yeah.
And then he was actually the friend that I got the title from. Yeah. Like, he never knew that I was going to actually write a song to it.
Holy shit.
So he was one of those people that I played the song for.
Okay.
I was like, you literally gave me the idea of the song. You can listen to it. I think he was the first person to actually hear it.
Is it?
Outside of Malum and myself.
Okay.
So it was released and everything, and then I went on Spotify and I played it for him. And then he was like, you know what, it was like legit what this experience was like, and like, so yeah, so I wrote it from, it was also sort of an experience that I had, but like, he just phrased it nicely, you know, like, and he gave it a title even, without even knowing it.
That's heavy.
But yeah, and it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. I have written that song, I think 3 times over though.
Oh,
the original Devil's Lipstick sounds nothing like what it actually is now.
Really?
It has been worked on and changed, and
Oh wow.
it got liposuction and tummy tuck
Lipos-
and everything. Go makeover to what it was
Wow.
now. But yeah, that is. I'm never really satisfied. I don't know if that's a problem, but I've heard someone say that dissatisfaction is a creative state. So
I know. Yeah, it's like you wanna. It's like. Are you fighting ghosts or what?
eh?
Are you fighting ghosts?
No, the thing is busy flying.
What is flying? Is it?
I think it's a insect of some sort.
It's weird.
Fighting ghosts.
I'm just saying, I can't see what you're seeing, so.
Look, if there was a ghost in here, now if there was like something behind you, I would calmly like just take this off, put it down, and walk out. I wouldn't even say goodbye to you. I'll just leave.
What?
I'll leave you quietly. I'm like, clearly you have company. I'm not going to participate.
Wait, what were we saying? And,
Devil's lipstick we were talking about.
yeah, and then something. I was gonna ask you something just after that. Fuck this ghost. Fuck, I don't know. But okay, so how many? Okay, so there's 10 songs on this album, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the album called?
It is called Wild Card.
Wild Card.
Yeah.
Why Wild Card?
Yeah, I was not actually supposed to reveal that, but I thought,
Really?
seeing that we all cozy and shit. I'm like, I'm not signed to anybody and no one's gonna sue me, so fuck it.
Why Wild Card though?
Okay, Wild, I was part of a band when I first started
Really?
with music. So I was part of a band that was called Wild Cards with a Z at the end.
Okay.
And it was my first band, and we chose the name because it was a wild card is it's that unlikely candidate to achieve something,
Yeah.
something amazing. And I thought, like, when I started music, it was first a very lonely journey because I wasn't interested in bringing anybody into it.
Yeah.
It was my thing and my thing alone at the time. And then I had a friend who played the guitar, and I was like, okay, cool. And then his brother played the bass, and I never really knew this about him until like I actually got into music myself. And to my surprise, they've been playing instruments for a long time actually.
Oh,
So
wow.
he could play guitar, he had the bass, and we essentially just needed a drummer, and we had a few. My dad was even one of them.
Oh, is
He used to actually help out, which
Wow.
is why I used the name Nolan in my stage name, because it's my dad's name
Yeah.
as well as my second name. So I thought that's a nice kind of a tribute to him. And so so we were called Wild Cards, and we had a few gigs and stuff. And I remember 2014 or I don't know, it was somewhere around that time. But then I had a manager who then basically put this to me, and he said, like, I can either go on my own as a solo artist, or I can go with the band. And the thing with the band was, yes, it was fun, and we performed at some gigs, and it was always really fun to work with him, and we worked very well together. I mean, there was always an understanding and a respect between us, and but the fact of the matter was that the music we were making wasn't our own.
Okay.
And second of all, it's like their lives were going in their own direction, and I wasn't gonna be like at the end of the day, this was my dream.
Yes.
So like, if you can't be 100% committed to doing something, then rather just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it wasn't like if I could, I would have guys, come along, come with me.
Yeah.
But I knew that there was, because I took that step in writing my own music, I knew there was so much more to be done in the music industry that it cannot be done halfway. You can't do it halfway, otherwise you're gonna fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
And I decided to go alone. I decided to go solo. I decided to put the band to one side, and I was going to try and do this on my own. So I started writing music on my own. Started coming up with my own sound, because that's also a problem in the band, because each band member has their own personality. There's the way they play the instrument, and there are songs that they like that you don't like, and all that stuff. Whereas when it came to creative control, when I did everything myself, it was all under my control. It was all me, and that's how I got to understand myself as an artist and as a musician as well. I knew what I liked, I knew what I didn't like. And so I grew so much, but the reason why I decided to call the album Wildcard, it's sort of a tribute to them, to my old band.
Oh, okay.
Because when I told them that, this is it.
Yeah.
I actually spoke to them about the guy that wanted to manage me, wanted to see me perform first.
Like solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without being like in a band and stuff, but like just me on my own and stuff. But I didn't have a backtrack or anything. So I needed a form of instrument. So I had my keyboard and I told my bandmates about this proposition, and like I could get, this guy could want to work with me now. And they were so open to receiving the news. They were like, you know what? At the end of the day, it is your decision. We are your friends. We support you.
That's so dope.
So, and then they even offered like, do you need us to help you get this gig? Get this right. So they even helped me perform to get signed by this guy. So they like knew when we performed that could be the last time that we performed together. And it was quite touching. And at the end of the night, the guy wanted to work with me, so I went solo for a while after that. But even now, till this day, if I were ever to phone them up and say, listen here, I got a gig and I need musicians, they are on it. They will be like, it's okay. So they are 100%, and they've always been in my corner, even though our journeys have sort of taken different paths now. So yeah, that is why I got to the title Wildcard. It's just, it's a tribute to them. It's like the album is sort of like the title is like the start, right, of the album. So using Wildcard, that was like the start of my career, basically. So it's like, we're starting from the beginning.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah.
That's so dope. What instruments do you play?
I play the piano and the guitar. Occasionally.
The
guitar occasionally.
When did you start like learning to play instruments?
I was... God, I'm so old now. I'm turning 30 in 2 days.
Oh, your birthday is now.
Like Tuesday.
16th, yeah.
When did I start? I started when I was 16. Yes, 16.
Is it?
So...
music in your family?
Yeah, my mom plays the piano as well.
Oh.
Dad plays the drums.
Yeah.
Mom sings as well.
Okay.
Mom is a poet as well.
Is it?
Mom is an author as well. She can write probably a book if she wanted to.
Sure.
The artistic side I definitely got from my mother's side of the family. And my ability to hold a beat I got from my dad.
Drums.
I used to play, I started learning how to play the drums, and I actually had a drum kit of my own, but I just had no time to... Because the thing is, if I want to try something, I want to do it properly, man.
Yeah,
I do it, and there wasn't just time. I was busy with too many things to use the drums in any way. But yeah, I learned the piano or the keyboard at the time when my parents were playing in the church band.
Okay.
And we had storage space at our place to store all the instruments for the church.
Okay.
So they would rehearse at our place, and the instruments would stay there 24/7. So I was like, there's a keyboard here. Why not use it? And I remember my mom and my dad and my uncle, Johnny and Justin's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he also singer, musician. And they were my uncle was busy playing guitar, and my mom was on the keys, and my dad was on the drums. And I remember sitting there and watching them thinking, this is complete magic, man. Like, how are these people doing these things?
Yeah.
Sorry, there was the shadow.
The ghost.
I don't know what this thing's problem is. Leave me the hell alone. Anyway, so I remember watching, I was standing next to my mom. So, and my uncle was opposite me.
Yeah.
And I was watching his fingers on the guitar and what he was doing. And I remember being so amazed. I was like, look at this guy. wait, how long did this take you
Yeah.
to do? And it was amazing. And I looked at my mom and the way her fingers just moved. I'm like, how does she know what to
Yeah.
press where? And like, I would look at my dad as well. It's like, how does he know what to hit at what time? And it was like I was like a blank slate. I was a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Just very interested in how this was made.
Yeah.
And when I think back to that day, like to think there was a time in my life when I couldn't play an instrument at all is weird because
Yeah.
I mean it's been such a part of me for such a long time. I mean, like I'm in studio and I'm making music myself,
Yeah.
and to think that I got to that point just by standing there and watching.
And
I watched my mom play, and I would memorize what she played. Like I would actually kind of, because I remember discovering the pattern on the piano, right?
Yeah.
So they would when there would be 2 black notes and then 3 black notes and then 2 and then 3, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So that's how I understood the pattern. I was like, okay, here we go. So when her fingers moved, I kind of remembered where it went, and by listening to it and not actually knowing, I just found the notes that kind of made sense or that sounded right.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned slowly but surely. I started playing like this.
Oh, with one finger.
With one finger and another finger. When I had to use my left hand, it was a mission.
Is it?
But I had no formal training. There wasn't a YouTube video I could watch.
Oh yeah, it was before.
There was nothing.
For the interwebs.
Yeah, so I just play, and within a couple of weeks actually I got the hang of it.
Oh,
I
that's
played
cool. That's quick.
Played a song from start to finish. I was so excited.
Shit.
But it took so much concentration, and then came the step of learning how to sing and play at the same time. That was something insane.
Is it?
Like to get your brain to do that, it's like kind of tapping your head and rubbing the stomach. And all
that.
It is your. At the end of the day, it became like second nature, where I could play the piano with my eyes closed, and I don't need to see where I'm pressing. I can feel it, and that tune is just somewhere in the back of your head, and your voice is doing a different melody to what you're busy playing. At the beginning, it was so difficult. But you get the hang of it, as with anything.
It's fucking hard,
as with anything.
I can't even sing on autotune, bro.
Eh?
I can't even sing on autotune. Like, fuck, man. Singers have all the fun, I think.
If everybody can sing. Some just sing better than others.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it.
Some just sing better than others.
Nah, I don't know. I'm terrible at
You can sing how crap, right? There is somebody that exists.
Okay, wait, the
there
ghosts are with me now. Fucking ghosts are with me.
The shadow people are in this room. So no matter how poorly you sing, there is somebody out there that is worse than you.
Facts.
There is someone.
Facts.
And there is someone that's better than you. Like even me, like I remember being in a talent competition years ago. It was a very local competition, and I got there. When I auditioned for the thing, I was like, I struggled a lot with self-confidence at that time. So I would be very cautious of putting myself out there if I wasn't 100% certain that I could do something.
Yeah.
And with the competition, that just threw me in the deep end because like I auditioned and I went in there and I just remembered, I'm like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? They say no, I get on with my life. What I was doing yesterday, I'll do tomorrow. It's no big deal. So I just went there and auditioned, and I got in, and I remember the first live show that we had. I sat there, I'm like, oh shit, this is actually pressure now, because every other time I performed it was easy, it was for pleasure, I was out of sheer enjoyment.
But now
there's something on the line right now. I mean, there's a competition to win. And initially I made myself so nervous about that. I would see artists get on stage. There's a girl that I'm actually collaborating with now on my album.
What's her name?
Lady Sketch.
Okay.
She sang, and I remember looking at this girl and I'm like, where on earth, how is it possible for me to beat this? I looked and I'm like, this is just impossible. And at that point I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go and I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to do what I do and we'll see where I end up.
Exactly.
I used it as an experience because we sang every week.
Okay.
So I used it as practice. I used it as a way of seeing how I could perfect my preparation.
Yeah.
From show to show. There would be a week where I didn't prepare as well because there would be brand new songs, and like sometimes you just wouldn't learn them in time. And then you would actually think, okay, this is actually slow. This is taking too long to learn. So there's something wrong with your preparation.
Yeah.
Because you should be within a week. You should be ready for anything.
Okay.
So, it shocked me. It was like, okay, this is the level you need to be at to be prepared, and it's just that in itself, without actually wondering and thinking about the actual performance. So yeah, that made me understand a lot of things about the music industry, a lot of things about my own voice, what I could do, what I couldn't do. There were points where I thought I couldn't do something which I actually could do, which was, the competition did push me in that way.
That's good, man.
You would think a song would be too big for you until you actually pull it off, and you're like, why am I holding myself back like this?
Yeah.
And once you get the taste of that, then you become a bit greedy. And then you see, how far can I actually push this boundary? How far can I push? And with people like Lady Sketch in this competition, I was like, holy hell, how do I beat this woman? And so I became a friend. And we actually we performed together. Oh, I remember. Then there was the week she got voted off.
Oh.
And then the next week we were supposed to do duets. And now the plan was that I was always going to do a duet with her. And then, boom, she was at the competition. So I had to basically get somebody else. But then something happened in the competition where you could get an outsider to perform with you. So I brought her back. She was eliminated. And the next week she's back, and there were people looking like, did we not eliminate this woman? How come she's back? And we did so well together, and I hope that they sat there and they regretted their choice. Because she was phenomenal. That's why I'm collaborating with her now. I mean, like, the artists I collaborate with, which is actually something I want to speak to you about.
Okay.
Collaborating and all that. We spoke on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
About a possible collaboration.
And now we're in the streets.
And now we're in the streets and we're talking about it now. But like when I chose to collaborate with Sketch, I wrote a song with her in mind, with that voice in mind. It wasn't like a song that existed already, that I just decided, I'm going to throw you on.
Yeah, got you.
It was like, because I heard Sketch, and I got to know her on a personal level as well, and I know what she's been through. I know that she can translate the feeling of pain to anybody. She can make you feel that. That's how deep her voice is. And let's not talk about her range even, which is also complete. She keeps cracking on me because I always give her high parts in a song. And she's like, can you not hear my speaking voice? I'm an alto. And I'm like, listen, lady, I can hear that there's something in you that you're busy hiding from me. And I used to push her a little bit. And she would just sing so well. She performed at Intimate Theatre as well. She did a song of Demi Lovato, Sober. Have you heard that song before? Do yourself a favor and listen to that song. Okay. The way that Demi does that song, Sketch does it just as well.
Really?
And there's a quality in her voice. It's so, there's almost like a raspy kind of smoky tone to it. It is so nice.
That's awesome.
And I wrote that song with her in mind, but with all of her in mind, like who she is as a person, as an artist, and all of that. And even to the sound that I used, I incorporated her style as well in the song because I knew it would fit. We have another song that she's featuring actually twice.
Oh wow!
On the album, but on the second time, a guy by the name of EJ Roma, he's also featuring.
Okay.
I featured on his album, on a track. So I thought, I want to return the favor.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't like there was a song, I'm going to throw these two on.
Yes.
I sat there and the day before I wrote the song, I listened to EJ's album, start to finish. I listened to the entire album. And I got the sense of his vibe as an artist, what he uses for his beat, like what beat suits him the best, what
Yes.
sound suits him the best. And I literally sectioned, like they wrote their own lyrics for the song,
Okay.
for their parts. But the section of music that I gave to them,
Yeah.
it's all very them. So when Sketch comes in, there's like a beat that has this kind of an attitude, like Sketch is kind of
Yeah,
that person.
yeah.
She's the nicest person in the world,
Is
but don't fuck with her. Like, I have so much respect for her. Like, if you piss her off right now, she will tell you right now
yeah.
what's what.
Yeah.
She won't let that shit fester
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, so there's like a kind of sassy attitude when she comes in. And when EJ comes in, EJ is more of a R&B type of vibe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I don't really do R&B in my music, but I did that in that song, so it kind of flipped. So when he comes in, it sounds like that song was made for him.
Is it?
And then I have my own part, which is more my style, what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And the song as a collective, I think, makes sense because it showcases our individuality as artists as well, instead of
that's
just
dope.
being part of one song.
Yeah.
So we all get like, a little bit and a little piece. But that is why, like with you, for example, if I said, right, today I'm going to collaborate with you. If I cannot find a song that suits you, first of all, I would obviously listen to all of your stuff. I have listened to most of your things already.
Okay. Thank you.
So like if I can't find a track, right, that you could just slip into, then I would start from scratch. And go with that in mind, like, this is who you are. So what kind of song can we come up with that will, incorporate both of us as artists? Because my aim when I collaborate with other artists, when I have them on my music especially, my aim is if I collaborate with you, it's my way of showing you that I feel like your voice needs to be heard. And if I can help you in any way, even by just giving you a few bars in my song, I'm going to do that. Because, like, for example, Sketch's voice needs to be heard. It's amazing. It is really amazing. And we hear so little of these artists nowadays.
True.
All these gems are hidden away somewhere. And, like, any way that I can contribute to helping get other people also up there, because I know firsthand how difficult it is. Like, I've heard your music as well, and I'm like, more people need to hear you. It is impossible.
That's right.
It is impossible.
More people need to hear me.
More people need to hear you.
That's right.
And if we can help each other in any way,
man.
Then, and you also build your network like that as well.
Exactly.
I mean, you will start attracting their fans, for example.
Definitely.
They will start to hear from you. And
I think a lot of, I don't know, maybe specifically Cape Town, a lot of artists has this famine mentality. Like, you can't, it's like, there's not enough for everyone. So they don't want to don't want to put you on, they don't want to share the space with you, they don't want to, in case, like, no, you're going to be bigger than me kind of thing. And, that
bullshit.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You don't get much collabs out here in Cape Town. You don't.
Because people are too concerned with their ego.
It's big ego.
You're too concerned.
It's big ego. It's crazy.
The fact of the matter is, like, I don't care how good or bad your voice is. Like, I don't compare you to me in the first place. So, if I hear someone who I think is better than me, but, like, let's be honest, I think a lot of people are better than me. Like, I go in with that mentality already. I'm like, holy shit, these guys. But I mean, what you need to understand is also, as an artist, is that nobody, and there's not one person on this earth that can outdo you at being yourself.
That's the thing.
There's nobody on earth.
There's nobody.
So own your shit.
Exactly.
Own what you do.
Exactly.
Have that confidence to know that what you do is good enough.
Yeah.
And then whatever other people do, that's not your problem. It's not your responsibility.
And the thing about, let's say, like you said, let's say somebody who you work with or collaborate with on a song is better than you. It's going to push your game. It's going to make you want to bring it more. And
exactly.
It's just going to make you better. Like iron sharpens iron,
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's about the song as well.
Yeah, it's not about you. You have to take yourself out of it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. And it's just about the project itself.
Yeah.
And not think about, it's like, it's one thing I had to get over is like, I would have these lines that I would write, and I was like, oh, but I love these lines so much. I don't want to take them out, and blah blah, and why don't we do this? And I was like, wait, this is not about me. This is about the song. This is about what's best for the song, for the project.
Yeah.
Then you have to eliminate like your babies,
Yes,
you know,
yes,
so
yes,
to
yes.
say, because it's a part of you, and you love it so much, and you have this connection to it, and you want people to hear it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, what works best for this song? Like, what's gonna make this song the best version that the song could be?
Yeah.
It's like, stop holding on, stop coupling feelings.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And just eliminate, make sure that the song sounds good, and not just what you want to force onto the song.
Yeah, because sometimes you get in your own way like that.
You do.
You get in your own way.
Do.
I think that Johnny and I we actually discussed this while we were busy making these songs, and I remember telling him because I help him with writing as well. I've written a lot of his material as well. And I told him, listen, if we get to a point where this album is done, right, and we're done working now, right? And you look at this album and there's something on an album, something on the song even, that you do not like.
Yeah.
You reserve the right. You are the artist.
Yeah.
You can take it out.
Take it out.
You can, don't think that, you know, even if you feel like you like it so much, but you know for a fact like it doesn't work.
Doesn't work, yeah.
Then you need to be brave enough to tell yourself, you know what?
Yes.
Put this somewhere else.
Yes.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
When I write as well, it's not like what I write now. If I write a song today, tomorrow I will look at it again, and I would go over it. I mean, like, what I thought was a good idea yesterday might not be a good idea today.
Exactly.
Like, you know, your mind changes, your perspective changes,
your mood
changes. And your capacity for creativity, I feel like that also changes. I'm like, sometimes you hit a wall, and
I don't do that.
have you never had have you ever had writer's block before?
The only time I had a writer's block was when I was going through this depression, the bout of depression. Then I could create nothing.
Yeah.
After that, dude, like, I could write anything, anytime.
Yeah.
Anything.
That is good.
I never have a issue of, fuck, like, what's the song gonna be about? Or when I hear the beat, I have to listen to the beat. I listen to the beat and I try to figure out what the beat's trying to tell me.
Yeah.
The beat has a story of its own. And once I have the connection with the beat, the song's done.
Yes.
And I'll probably, like, these days I write like 2 hours.
Yeah.
The song is done. Entire song's done.
2 hours. 2 hours. That's a damn good time to finish a song.
There was one time, right? It was during lockdown. I think level 5. I got this message from one of the producers on Good Up FM. It needed me to write 16 bars of something for COVID or something. Now, I put my phone off before I go to bed, like completely off, like, and then I'll wake up in the mornings and I would work out, and then I would put my phone on afterwards.
Yeah.
So on this particular morning, I went to bed late the night and I did my workout, and I only put my phone on. I can't remember the exact time, but I knew it was, okay, let's say it was 10 o'clock. I put my phone on 10 o'clock, just after my workout. This is like before I went to shower. So I put my phone on, and I see a message from one of the producers saying that they need this and this and this, but it must be by this time.
Yeah.
They need it by this time. And I'm like, fuck, I've got 20 minutes. I'm like, fuck. And I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do. This is how cocky I am. I put my phone down, I take a shower.
Yeah.
I don't sit and write, I take a shower.
Fuck.
I first reply, fuck, I only got the message now. Fuck, I take a shower. While I'm in the shower, I'm writing.
There you go.
The moment I get out of the shower, I just record it and it's done.
Yeah.
Within time. Within time. That's how cocky I am. Like.
So you are a good man when it comes to deadlines.
Dude, like, I will kill a deadline.
Yeah.
I don't like fall under pressure or anything. Like, I kind of like, I set my own deadlines also.
Yeah.
Because it kind of holds me accountable.
Yes, that's good.
Like,
that's
if I
good.
work on a project, I say, I'm making let's say I'm making an EP,
Yeah.
I'll say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm giving myself, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I will fucking finish in 2 weweeks, dude.
I did that and then COVID happened.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just like, you think so? Stop everything right now. But yeah, that's very good actually. I was actually thinking now, like, I could, if I was tasked to do it, I could, like, someone told me the song needs to be done by today, a brand new song, I could do that. I feel like I could.
If you put your mind to it.
If I put my mind to it, I could do that.
Yeah.
I can also write a song over a long period of time. And there's something about creating. It's like I try not to force it at any point. So even if I'm starting with something now and I feel like, okay, I'm a bit stuck, I would leave it as it is. I would go, I would have some coffee, do something. Just take your mind off it, just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And you come back into it. The trick is to kind of forget about what you wrote initially.
Yeah.
And then you just take your mind off it completely, do something else. Then you come back to your lyrics and you come back to the music that you have. And then you read it from that perspective now, where you are right now.
Yeah.
And then you would read, and either you'll be like, okay, this is good, and something will click in your brain, and then you'll be like, okay, then I can write this, or then you'd like this a bit fresher. It's either that, or you read what you already came up with and be like, well, that's crap.
Yeah.
What was I on here?
My writing process has changed over the years. Like,
Do you do the same process for every song?
No.
So you change it up as well?
A lot of the times, like before, when I started making music, I used to write all the fucking time. Every chance I got, I used to write I'd be out somewhere and I'd get an idea and I'd start writing on like a chocolate wrapper or something, like writing like crazy. But I found when I did that, I would write about the same shit. It would sound sort of the same. So the moment I stopped doing that, and after I had this bout of depression, and I realized, like, because the first song I made after that, very first song, it was so dope. It was so different. It was complete. It expressed who I was as like me, my personality, everything came out. And I realized, you know what? I never wrote in so long, and I wrote something like this. What's the song called? Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if you know. It's like a song I did back in I made the song in 2012, but only released in 2015, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I was like, yo, this song, I was like, if I took that long of a break away from music and I wrote, that's my first song I wrote, like, I think I should just not write as much anymore. I only write when I need to. And that's been working for me. Like, I only write when I need to. Like, what I learned with this last project that I made, like, it's about getting out of my own way.
Yeah.
And about not trying to force my vision on this music, but allowing the music to speak to me and show me, this is what I want you to write. This is what, and not try to, man, it's like, and the moment I did that, then the moment I started writing quicker. The moment the pen just flowed.
You write with more clarity as well.
I wrote free, and like, before I used to like go over lines, that line is too simple. And, like, there's a song, Lose Control, that I made.
Yes, I know that one.
There's this line, like, I would never have made a song like that years ago, a few years ago. But I just decided I'm going to be as free as I could be. I want to show another side of me. I want to let this music show me what it wants to write. And I wrote about the experiences in Brazil, basically, that I had. But there's this one line in the chorus, like so, and I lose control. I would never have used something simple like that, ever. But I just decided, it works, it flows, I'm going to use it. And that's how I write now. I just do it, and the process has become so pleasurable. Like, I don't even, like, there's songs that I write now. I'll write it, it's finished. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever, it's done. I won't even revisit that. I won't even say, like, I'm going to change this. I don't even do that. It's done.
Done.
I believe in that so much now. It's done. Only time I'll revisit it and possibly make changes is when I'm recording it in the studio, and I'm recording it and I'm thinking, okay, this doesn't work so well there. Let me just take that word out and move it around. but I won't even write that change down. I'll make it on the fly, like.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know why, but that's just how I do it these days.
Yeah.
And I just feel that that's the most organic, I think it is. And most of the time nowadays I'll write, but I won't even sit in front of a keyboard and write. I'll do something else and I'll be writing.
Yeah.
So like I write in my mind, and then when I feel like I've got some substance or it's almost done, then I'll type it out.
Yeah.
And then it's done. But I won't like I promise you, dude. I won't even like while I'm writing the verse and go back and go like. I'll write start to finish.
Start to finish. Yeah.
And once it's done, I won't even go. Let me just check what I wrote here. No, dude. Done. I save the document. Done.
Yeah.
That's how I
know a lot of people who have a similar approach. To like they are, steadfast in believing like what they wrote, what they got down on paper. This is good enough. Move on.
Yeah.
There are a few songs where I have done that as well. I wrote it one time. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. It's cool. But there are like a lot of songs that I would revisit a lot, and just to. I honestly read it back to see if it still makes sense to me.
Is it?
Yeah. To see if I can still relate to what I say, and 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. Because even, like, it could be a sad song, and like, there will be a day where I go over this music, and I'm not sad at all. I'm actually quite, like, happy, and I would read this, and I would be like, okay, yeah. That was quite heavy, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's like, wait, no, this is a good song. Because for me, there are so many combinations of lyrics you can come up with.
No, that's
nine
true.
9 times out of 10, you are going to come up with something that's going to be very simple, heard 1,000 times before. But like sometimes there's beauty in simplicity.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be overly complicated
Yeah, you
and all of these things.
Like,
So yeah,
like I don't mind writing another version of the song, but I'm not gonna how do you say, edit that song and use some of that version and put it into this original version.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's either that song or it's the
Or it's
third version that I made,
yeah.
or it's the first version. But I'm not gonna be like, okay, wait, let's move this around here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs that I wrote in my head, like this. I don't know if you know the song I did, Wakanda.
Yes.
Dude, like that song, like a lot of people won't even know this, but I wrote that song. I was so confident when I wrote that song, like. And I've never written a song, like always when I would write music, I would type it out immediately because I'm gonna forget it, and stuff. I heard that beat before I went to gym, and then I was so gripped by that beat. I was like, I knew exactly what beat I wanted, and I had one line of the song that I wanted to do, and this whole thing was my concept because Madam didn't want to do this beat because he said it wouldn't work. And I just said, no, I want this, it's gonna work, blah, blah, blah. He sent this beat to me. I put it on I put my phone on before gym, but he said he was gonna send me a beat like that one night, and I put my phone off, so I decided, okay, let me just check to see if I got it, to see if I like it. If I don't, tell him I don't want this one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I just put it on, and I was like, whoa, I had goosebumps. And I started writing a chorus immediately.
Yeah.
I had the chorus down immediately. Normally I would just sit down and finish the song because I was in that vibe, that moment. But I said no. I put my phone off. I went to the gym.
Yeah.
While I'm gymming, I'm thinking about the song. I'm starting writing. Now you would normally think that I would probably write it in my phone. Nope, I write it in my head. And then after that, I still went shopping.
Oh,
I was that confident that this song was gonna be still in my head.
Yeah.
And then I got home, and then I did other things I didn't even write yet.
Yeah.
And then when I started writing, dude, I probably wrote like 4 versions of the song in one go. Uit 'n moers a lot.
Sure.
I just wrote and I decided, okay, wait, and I just need
Yeah.
this.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yo.
but I just went at
How
it.
the hell?
I just went at it, and that kind of also taught me that how the different ways to write also, and I just need to believe in myself that I could do a song like this and like this, but I don't have to follow my normal structure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm always interested to hear about people who write a song the same way constantly. Because like I have never been able to, because I mean one song I would play, or I would come up with, is like I would consciously make the effort to actually go and come up with something. So I would sit by my keyboard or with a guitar or something that I could use for music, whether it's like the program on my computer or whatever.
Yeah.
But it would usually be the keyboard.
Okay.
So I would sit there and, you know, I would like think of like chords or something, and I would just like come up with something, and then the lyrics will follow after that.
Yeah.
But then you would get days where I wake up in the middle of the night and I go to the bathroom, and on the way back I'd have a tune in my head and I start humming it. And I lie in bed and I'm like, oh, I'm humming this tune. I'm like, oh, that actually sounds nice. That actually sounds good. And I'm like, I don't feel like getting up though. But I knew if I fall asleep now, it's gonna go away. So I got up and I would record the tune on my phone, and then I'll be like, okay, I got the tune.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, I'm gonna go sleep now. The tune is now on my phone.
Okay.
It'll be there tomorrow.
Like a voice note kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But Chad can't sleep though. Because now more stuff comes. It's like, okay, ooh, that lyric sounds cool, or that melody sounds cool, and then you start recording more things, and before you know it, you're sitting there with a laptop or a piece of paper or something, and you have something going.
Yeah.
And then 3 o'clock in the morning turns into 5 o'clock, and then you're done. And then, and then there are other occasions where the lyrics would come first. The lyrics would come. I would just get like a line or something I want to speak about or sing about, or something that makes sense to me, or something that sounds cool. Just be an isolated line.
Yeah.
And my first song, I remember, Closer. That song, the verse, the very first line of the verse, came to me the minute I woke up.
Oh wow!
And I just had that line. I had the lyrics and the melody that it was supposed to be in as well. And I just wrote that down, and I was like, okay, we built from there. And at that point, I didn't even know I was busy with a verse or a chorus, or is this a bridge? What is this?
Wow.
It was just something that sounded nice. And then I was like, okay, and we kept going, and then eventually it grew into what Closer is now. And that was weird, because that was my first single, and was the first time I ever wrote with that kind of approach.
Oh wow!
It was always very, very straight. Like I would plan to go right now, and then I would have all my stuff in place. I would have my keyboard there. I would have, I'm ready. Like, you know, the coffee's here. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's not as controlled as that. I mean,
you get ideas anytime.
At any time. I even had occasions where I would write a song, and then the what I take to the studio is just a very plain acoustic version of it. It'll be a piano and me singing. That's it. And then the song would be there, and then I would go about making the music for the track, right?
Yeah.
And then when the music is done, I'm like, okay, this sounds good, eh? But like now, like something is not sitting right. And then that's why I could relate to what you were saying, is when you listen to like a beat, and the beat kind of needs to tell you where the song's going.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the music, and I'm like, the music and the lyrics are not meeting each other here. They fit, yes. But it's like I'm not getting the same vibe from the lyrics as I am from the music.
There's a disconnect,
There's a disconnect. So then I would try, I'm like, okay, table that song. The song is still there.
Yeah.
But I have this music now.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, what if I tried writing to the music?
To the music, yeah.
And then that's another approach I took. So the album even that I have now, one song was this approach, another song was this approach.
Yes.
It all changed.
That's beautiful.
It all changed. It was never ever the same thing.
When is the album coming out?
When it's finished.
I thought it was done.
No, it is almost finished. It is almost finished. I was just like getting the music and all that stuff sorted, and it's just like a case of laying down vocals and stuff, which is the funnest part of this.
Yeah.
I enjoy that the most. I love the creative process of making music. The editing, not so much. The editing's a bit long-winded when you have to put everything in place, you know. Because once you record what you want to record, once you put it, once everything is there, then all your creativity, or most of it, is out already.
It's out there.
And then you just get new ideas while you're busy fixing certain things. And So the creative process is what I enjoy the most. But I would say the album. I don't know. Yeah, it's so hard to pick a day because you don't know when COVID is gonna come again. Now I say it will come out in December, but it will be December 2025.
Oh shit.
But realistically, I would like to target sort of November, December, around about then.
All right.
Because there's still a lot of things I want to do. Like I do have certain ideas of what I'm going to release as singles, for example. What is going to be released first before the actual album. But yeah, I'm giving the ideas time to like sit in my head, so that I know that it's a good choice. I'm not going to say the right choice because who the hell knows what the right choice is. But I feel comfortable with, because like at some point you have to trust your intuition.
You have to.
You have to be confident.
You have to.
Yeah, so I will see what happens, and then I'll just move from there.
Chad, it was great. Thank you for coming to these streets.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. Where can people find you on social media?
Social media, Chad Nolan Music SA. That is my Instagram handle.
Okay.
I'm predominantly just on Instagram at the moment, but if you want to go on Facebook or Twitter, it's Chad Nolan B. So, yeah, that is...
And your YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is Chad Nolan.
Chad Nolan.
You will find it, yeah. It's just covers right now at the moment, or most of them are. There's a cool acoustic version of Devil's Lipstick on there, so...
Oh, cool.
That's the only piece of original music that I have on my YouTube channel for now.
It was a really great chat, man. I had fun. This is like the first proper conversation that I've had with you.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I think the first time I met you was at that one gig.
Yeah, Intimate
Theatre, yeah. That was, what, 2019 or something?
Yes, 2019.
And then, this is I guess the first official conversation.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun, man.
Oh,
we should do it again sometime
man.
when your album's out, I guess. I can push it some more.
Yeah, we'll do. When we get there. When we cross that bridge, when we get to it.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
What you doing out in these streets, Leroy? What you doing out in these streets? What you doing out? What you doing out? What you doing out in these streets? What you doing out in these streets, Leroy? We in these streets.